We're live. All right. What's going on, everybody? This isn't necessarily the Cowboys zone, but it is me and Marcus from the Cowboys zone. Uh, this is my first fantasy of the season. I figured it'd be fun to try this out because maybe me and Marcus got a league coming up with some awesome people in it, like George Teague, Megan Kelsey, the UK Cowboys dudes, Jay Tuck, Sid. Like, it's going to be an awesome league. So I want to test this out. Maybe me and Marcus could go live when we do the Cowboys zone fantasy. So that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm sure
Yeah.
a lot of those guys would like to come in and talk trash in front of all the fans and let them see how bad I'm going to beat them this year. But I appreciate you inviting me, Lambo. I haven't done a fantasy draft yet this year. I haven't even looked at fantasy yet. So I'm interested to see kind of how the players will fall in a regular fantasy draft, kind of help me get started on my early draft strategy.
Yeah.
So I see you got a 12-team league right here. Any special rules? Is it PPR, half point?
This is a half, and I apologize if I kind of zone out and pause, guys, because I'm the commissioner, and I might have to actually pause this for the beginning of the draft because, people are always showing up late, and one of them is my brother.
Always. Well, it looks like you only got 2 people missing.
Good thing is Sleeper is Sleeper. The cool thing about Sleeper, it lets you pause your draft at any time. It's got all kinds of cool features. So if y'all don't know about Sleeper, check it out.
That is a cool feature because that's one thing I hate about a draft where once it starts, it's nonstop.
Yeah, it's got all kinds of awesome features in it, man. And I apologize for the pause, guys. Commissioner, if anybody's a commissioner, they know the stress that is involved, especially with 12 teams. Goodness gracious, you got everybody sending you messages at once.
I'm normally the commissioner of every league I do, so trust me, I know.
One of them, my buddy Cooper, who's select 2010, it says he told me he's in, but it don't show him in. So I guess just Chase 85, which is my brother, is the only one that ain't responding. I told him if he auto drafts, yo, it's on him. He better pay the money.
Right.
Because I'm gonna give him a call real quick.
So for all you guys joining us right now, Lambo is about to do a fantasy draft, and he's also the commissioner, so he's pulling double duty. So I'm just kind of here to fill in the awkward silences while he's focusing on picking his players. And the comments will be open, so if anybody wants to give Lambo some feedback on where he should go when it's his pick, put it in the comments and let him know.
Hey, hop in the draft, bro. Hop in the draft, man. Well, draft anyway, bro. Just pick the best available. Say what? You're 10th. You're 10th. Just hop in real quick. Just do the best you can. All right, love you.
Is this his first draft or something? Or he got other stuff going on?
I'm beginning it. Oh well. No, he said he's too drunk. I said, all right, well, you still got to pay.
Oh man.
See, the thing is,
it's one in every draft.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and kick this thing off. Everybody's questioning me, why isn't it started yet? So I went ahead and hit begin draft. It lets you start it, and we'll just see how it goes. Right now it's freezing, as y'all can probably see. It's got a little circle icon. Hopefully not having too many issues. I swear, man, I can't remember the last time I did a draft where there wasn't issues.
Yes, that's to be expected. So, guys, sorry I don't have my Cowboy stuff on. Didn't expect to come in, but I'm interested to see kind of what's going on with this. Lambo, about Sleeper, because I'm still trying to pick what app we use. Is this through a certain company or is Sleeper its own separate brand?
I'm pretty positive it's its own separate brand.
Okay.
I think. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty positive.
So there's a Sleeper app
that
everybody in your league can download to keep up with.
If y'all can see this shirt, this is exactly what the logo looks like.
Okay.
I was a brand ambassador, which I know this ain't impressive right now, but it could be my internet. Let me see. All right, there it goes. All right. Got some on the clock.
Lambo is third. So if anybody's watching and you want to get some feedback, hit the comments and let Lambo know who you think he should pick. And you said this is a full point PPR or half point?
I thought Michael was going to take Zeke. Yeah, boy.
Are they on auto?
No, I hope not. No, they're in. See, Michael's a huge Cowboys fan just like me. So I thought he was going to – I'm going to take my time here. I'm going to let them off. I'm going to let them off. I don't know who I'm going to take.
Really? Okay.
Who am I going to take? You know, honestly, I've been preparing for this entire draft not taking Zeke because Michael's a Cowboys fan. So I'm like, he's definitely going to take him.
Right.
And a full point per reception, I could see Christian McCaffrey. It is.
Yeah, definitely. Oh,
but
you have to take McCaffrey.
Yeah. So this is a half point per reception. So it still matters. But, you know, I'm happy how this ended up. I'm going to go ahead and press the button on my guy, Zeke. So this is a good way to start the draft, guys. Cowboys page, and we're starting off with the Cowboy player. That's awesome.
I mean, McCaffrey had 100 catches last year, but Zeke's going to get 45. So it's not like you're just hurting for points in terms of receptions.
Oh, there goes the first receiver off the board at 5.
Yep. Not surprising.
Not surprising, Michael Thomas. I guarantee someone's going to make a real crazy, stupid pick. We're going to see a quarterback in the first round.
In my draft, we normally see tight ends in the first round, which I still have no clue why people do that.
I hope that happens in this draft because I'm trying to get – now I'm scared to say it because I don't know who's watching. I don't think they're watching.
Yeah, keep the strategy to yourself. It's two people watching right now, I think.
I can't believe I have everybody in attendance for a draft finally. And then my brother Chase, oh man, you know, I'm calling him out on live. You know, like, bro. Yeah, I'm too drunk, bro. I'm like, you better log in and pick somebody. Dang, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. That's who I was hoping made it around. I didn't think he would, but
I'm shocked that was a first round pick, but I can't say that it's a bad pick.
Yeah. Like I wouldn't have took him in the first.
Yeah, I wouldn't have either.
But second, heck yeah. Mainly just because I'm worried about rookies with the whole I'm just worried about rookies being, you know, in the beginning of the season with no preseason and
yeah.
Anybody chiming in? I can't see comments because I'm on the sleeper chat. No
comments yet.
No comments.
I may open the phone line up if you want me to. Well, welcome Missy Holmes Whittington. She said, "Go Cowboys."
Yeah, y'all chime in if anybody's watching. Who about what you think about these picks? Who you want to see? Things like that.
I'm not high on Derrick Henry as a fantasy guy.
I'm not either, especially at pick 6, and that's my uncle-in-law. If you're watching this, uncle-in-law, I think it's a little too early for Henry. I know some will disagree, but Alvin Kamara at 8, wow.
But in a half-point PPR league where Derrick Henry gets maybe 2 catches a year, he falls pretty far to me in terms of value.
Yeah. To me too. If it's a standard league, okay, it makes a little bit more sense. Amari Cooper first. Okay, that's my brother. He's drafting. He's the drunk one. Everybody. So
is he a Cowboy fan?
Yeah, he's a Cowboy fan. All my family is. So he's a Cowboy fan and he's drunk. So Cooper in the first. I mean, it could have been worse. And everyone that doesn't understand fantasy, that's not a knock. It's just it's a reach for him at that spot is all I'm saying.
Because he's not going to get a lot of catches, so he doesn't give you that extra value for PPR.
Cooper is normally going in 3rd round in fantasy drafts for those that don't really understand fantasy and how it works and stuff like that, and their average ADP, which so there's this. Yeah, it was just a little bit early for him, especially with Devontae. You got to be kidding me. Devontae Adams is still on the board. That is insanity.
Is it possible for you to scroll through so I can see the best of the rankings at the bottom?
Yeah.
Can you make it a little bit bigger?
That's as big as I can get it right now.
Okay, that's fine. I just want to see like top 20.
Here, I'll scroll.
Okay.
And I usually do this from my phone, so I'm kind of getting used to it, y'all.
Yeah.
But as far as if I put all right now, We're looking at Joe Mixon, Miles Sanders, Devontae Adams, Mahomes, Julio.
Boy, Kendrick Drake is pretty high.
Yeah, I was gonna say that too. Like, I don't even know if I would take him at the back end of the second, but a lot of people have been taking him late first, early second.
Late first?
Yeah, and
Wow.
yeah. See, I would take him in my late second if he makes it there.
So what is the team makeup? Is it 2 running backs, 2 receivers, and a flex?
I was hoping Sanders made it, but he didn't. Okay, so y'all, here's what we're rolling with. We play in 12-team. It's a 12-team league. It's a half point per reception. Everything else is your basic scoring, so nothing crazy. We do have something a little bit different than some, but we 1 quarterback, 2 running backs, pretty standard. We do 3 wide receivers instead of 2 because there's so many wide receivers in the league. To me, it's really easy to do 2 wide receivers in fantasy. There's just so much talent at receiver. Even when we end this draft, there'll be some guys on the waiver wire, even at 12-team, that I would be fine as my third guy sometimes. So I just, it makes it a little more challenging to add a third receiver. We do the tight end and then your standard flex, which can be a wide receiver, running back, or tight end, your kicker, your defense. And here's what we do different than some leagues. We do a defensive player. It could be any position on defense, but we do 1 defensive player.
Okay.
So here's where it messes up people that auto draft. And dang, I wish we had more people watching. I guess it's because we usually share to all the groups, but this ain't really Cowboys related, so
we didn't really promote it either. So
yeah, but so I would share it to my personal page, but then everybody in the league will see what kind of guys I'm targeting and things like that. So, but if Mixon or Aaron Jones, I will take Mixon or Aaron Jones if they slide to me. Or wait a second. If Adams or Hopkins is there, that's who I'm taking.
That's
Adams is gone.
That's pretty hard to pass up right there.
And okay, they both went. That is ridiculous. That's why I hate picking early, because you pick towards the back end of the first round, man. You really get some elite talent.
Yeah, my sweet spot is like 7 through 9.
Yeah, mine too, bro.
There's always somebody that doesn't know how to draft in the last 3 picks. Oh, Pat Mahomes, first one.
Derrick Henry and Pat Mahomes for him. I'm gonna pull this back down a little bit. All right, so
I think you have a good shot. I was about to say you had a good shot at Aaron Jones, but that's Jones.
I would be very happy to get Mixon here. If he's gone, see, this is what happened in all my mocks, man. I'm kind of torn between the Godwin and Evans thing. Like, everybody's got Godwin over Evans this year, but it's still tough for me because
me too.
Evans has been consistent for so many years now, and he's still at a good age that I don't see why you would jump off of something that's proven.
I'll give you my philosophy. If you watch the history of their coach Bruce Arians' offense, it always favors the small, shifty slot kind of guys. Even when you go back to Arizona, he was the one that put Fitzgerald in the slot.
Dang, there goes Mixon, my brother. Right before me, guys. 1 freaking pick before me. So I'm sorry to cut you off. My pick just came up. I'm obviously not going tight end in the second. I'm not going quarterback in the second. Way too early for those positions, y'all. I'm between James Conner and Chris Carson and Godwin and Evans. So you were saying Godwin might get a little bit more play out of the slot. Was that what you were about to say?
Yeah, I mean, Bruce Arians likes smaller guys, and Tom Brady likes smaller guys. That's just me.
Well, he's still a pretty decent size. But
I mean, but
is he playing more slot than Evans?
Well, I mean, he's definitely playing more slot than Evans. But so I mean,
that's probably why. That must be why people got him slightly ahead. See, then James Conner, I worry about injuries and stuff, but he is in a contract year. Running backs love to blow up in a contract year. Chris Carson, health issues, but he's a beast.
Big Ben is coming back too.
Man, you know what? I'm thinking Godwin.
I'm shocked Kenny Golladay is that high.
Who would you take right here?
I'm a Godwin fan. If I had to choose,
I'm leaning Godwin too. I'm gonna go Godwin. I'm gonna start off with do it. Let's do it. I was really hoping they would slip up. They usually make. They're gonna hate me for saying this, but there's usually people that make a few stupid picks in this league at the beginning, and they didn't really do it that much this time around. So
I wouldn't be shocked if James Conner still comes back to you.
yeah, me either.
AJ Brown, that's a sneaky good pick.
You know, if Kenny Galladay's there, I might have
the third round.
Okay, now I love that, and he's the guy I would always get in the 10th through 12th because everybody slept on him.
Yeah.
But nobody's sleeping on him anymore. That means I can't get him because I'm not taking a quarterback that dang early.
I think this. I was about to say this guy has to go receiver.
All right, this is gonna narrow me down, guys. I
thought you picked somebody.
Ooh, almost took Cooper Kupp. Yeah. All right, so
it wouldn't have been a terrible pick, but I got you.
I don't trust Thielen really. I don't know what he's gonna do without Diggs on the opposite end. I'm not taking Evans when I just took freaking Godwin. I'm not taking none of those. Nah, that ain't happening. So, I don't trust Le'Veon Bell really.
I don't either.
I'm really between Connor and Carson. They both kind of concern me health wise. Any input?
Both teams have a lot of depth behind them. I mean, honestly, it's a toss-up for me. The only reason I may take Connor over Carson is because the Seahawks did use a first-round pick on that running back. Yeah, and they're not just going to let him sit on the bench forever.
Or I could take the best tight end in the draft, but I hate taking tight ends early too.
But it is a PPR, so there's a lot of value in the best tight end in the draft.
But I knew I could get Jarwin late is my whole thing.
That's true.
Well, maybe not with all the Cowboys fans in the league. Oh, I'm running out of time. Oh, do I take the best tight end or take a risk on Connor?
I don't want to influence your team too much. You got 3 seconds.
Oh, I took Kelsey. And
terrible pick. I'm just joking.
Y'all, no. I didn't. All right, here's what it comes down to. This sucks because I've mocked like I've done like 50 mocks, right? And every single one I've been taking Jarwin in like the 12th or 13th round because I'm really high on Jarwin this year. But what just happened to me there is I was completely expecting a guy like Galladay or a Mixon or a like I don't know. There was what I was thinking was going to happen was a Mixon or Sanders or something was going to slide to me in the second, and I was going to take them, and then I was going to take Godwin or Evans on the third on the wraparound, and it didn't work out. And you know, when the clock's ticking down, I was just scared taking the risk of a running back that's could be hit or miss versus a tight end that I guess he should be the best in the league once again, like he is most years, or one of the top 2 or 3 in the league.
In a league that includes any kind of PPR, a top tight end is just as valuable as a top running back.
Yeah, a tight end can win you some games, man.
I actually like the Kelsey Jarwin combination if you can make it happen. You can have a 2 tight starting offense if you need to put one of the tight ends at flex.
Mm-hmm.
Michael Thrower said don't sleep on Carson this year. Don't sleep on Carr this year, quarterback late.
I still don't know what I'm gonna do in this draft with quarterback. Honestly, what I've been doing is Rodgers has actually been sliding to like the 8th and 9th round. If he makes it to the 8th, I've been taking him there just because I feel it's a good spot for him.
Yeah.
I've been waiting till no sooner than pretty much the 8th or 9th, and that's only if Josh Allen or Rodgers is there. Because Josh Allen, for those that don't know, is a beast in fantasy.
Rushing yards are huge in fantasy for a quarterback.
And I would take, I hate saying this, but it's fantasy. If Wentz is there in like the 9th or 10th, I will take him. But I will have to probably get a second quarterback to be safe.
Oh, let me ask you this, Lambo. Are you guys doing Are you guys doing 4-point or 6-point touchdown for quarterbacks?
It's 4. That's another
Okay.
reason I will not take a quarterback early.
That kind of hurts. That kind of hurts the quarterback stock.
Yeah. So if it was 6 points for a quarterback, I would have been taking a quarterback. Oh,
It kind of takes away from drafting a quarterback early.
yeah. So
Thrower said, "Don't sleep on Carr this year at quarterback." I agree because Oakland used 3 of their first 4 draft picks on receivers, so they plan on having a spread, wide open offense.
and coming back here, I'm definitely gonna. Man, you know what? Like this didn't start out as awesome as I really wanted it to. Someone to.
Looking at all the teams, the guy that's right after you, Mr. Brutal, he drafts like me. I'm a strong running back drafter.
Is Adam Thielen not playing due to COVID, or is the guy joking in my chat?
No, he's joking. That would have
He
been.
he just trying to scare him. He put the Bud Light. That's funny because I'm drinking too. I would type to them, but I'll get off track here. So,
I'll go with it for you. It's going pretty fast. I could probably stay the whole time. In my fantasies, you guys are doing what, a minute and a half?
yeah, I did a minute and a half to try to give a little bit of time to talk, and y'all do like the 30 seconds.
Oh, we do 2 minutes.
Oh, do you?
But we do a lot of trash talking though. So
I used to do the 30 or 60 seconds, and it almost gives you an advantage if you really know your stuff, because then people panic and start just snapping somebody real quick.
Hey, what's good, Bobby McLean? Appreciate you joining tonight. We don't really have any Cowboys talk tonight. Lambo is doing his fantasy draft, so he just wanted everybody to kind of see what he's doing and give some input. And I'm just joining along because I know he's focused on it.
Holy Chase! My bad. Look at that. Cooper, Jones, and Odell. Like, bro, stop snatching all the wide receiver talent. That is ridiculous. If he lands a couple running backs in the mid rounds, he's talking about he's drunk. That's a good start for him. Wow.
But it looks good on paper, Lambo. But those aren't really PPR receivers, so they don't really give you much of a advantage.
Now I hope See, I've been taking Odell Beckham in the 4th because he's been sliding, and I'm hoping he has a little bounce back. But now I hope he sucks. My brother got him.
I don't think he's gonna bounce back.
Good. Man, I'm still gonna say, y'all, I do not normally take a tight end this early, nor do I ever take a quarterback, which I haven't. But it did not. I don't know. I guess I went safe. With this, so.
You got a good team though. You got the second best receiving running back, who's also probably the first or second best running back overall.
And then the best tight end.
Best tight end for sure. And then you got Chris Godwin.
It can be a top 5 potential or a top 10.
I mean, his quarterback loves slot guys, and they got a lot of weapons. And he had a pretty good year last year with Winston. Judy Vezinat, thank you for joining us. I appreciate it. Hey guys, when we go live on Thursday to talk about Cowboys talk and training camp talk, make sure you guys come back and join us because we love to get your comments in as well. Okay, I see all the little slot guys starting to go now. Keenan Allen, T.Y. Hilton.
So, all right.
That's why receivers available.
I'm going to have to start looking at the running backs and wide receivers. So we got Calvin Ridley, who can be a double-digit touchdown dude. He's going to
Metcalf is kind of staring at me in the face right there.
Metcalf.
Just for big play.
Would you rather have Metcalf or Lockett?
Lockett is very injury prone. I would rather have Lockett, but
if he's healthy. See, I'm looking at the guys available right here. I'm seeing Ridley. I'm not interested in Robinson. I like Ridley. I like Metcalf. I like Juju. He kind of scares me. But, man, in the 4th round, with Ben back.
And they got a big receiver opposite him now. The big hit, Clay Brook.
My brother is auto-drafting again. There's no way he took 4 receivers, bro. He ain't going to have no running backs.
Hey, let me ask you this question. What round would you consider Todd Gurley? He's a receiving back on a team that likes to pass.
For me, he's pretty much off my board unless he's sitting there in like the 6th or 7th.
I can't disagree with that.
But that's just because I do not trust his. I just don't trust him, man. I think he's going to have another 800-yard season. And he's already limping in practice, per reports I read yesterday.
Oh, wow, I didn't know that.
Like they said, he looks quick when he's running, but they said when he stops, he's limping while he's walking. And bro, we just started, and he's already limping.
That's not good.
So, man, all right, the wide receivers, Terry McLaurin's down here. I could wrap around and grab him and grab a running back first.
Don't sleep on Stephon Diggs either.
Yeah,
that's kind of
DJ
down the line.
So really, honestly, the receivers at the top here with Ridley and Metcalf, are they that much better, or even DJ Moore versus waiting and still getting a Lockett, Chark, Diggs, or Terry McLaurin?
I'm not high on the Panthers coaching staff, and I'm not high on Teddy Bridgewater. So I don't get DJ Moore love. He didn't do anything when he had a former MVP quarterback and a pretty good head coach. I don't know why people expect so much from him this year.
And you see, I'm glad also my brother picked Cooper because there's there's guys I've been so basically I had my plan this entire time. You know what? I'm scared people's watching me from the league because people I want to pick keep getting sniped.
I can't tell who's watching right now. You got 2 people.
You know what? I'm gonna put it on Facebook. That's what shows who's watching with me when I look at it.
On my end, I only see one person showing.
I can tell you, people are drafting much smarter than I thought they was going to, and it's messing me up because
I really went in the 4th.
The guys I want ain't coming to me.
So what are you thinking about, wide receiver or running back right here?
See, I'm thinking about running back because I feel like a Michael Gallup is comparable to any of these next like 5 or 6 guys.
I agree. It's a lot of good receivers left right there, Lambo.
I know I start 3, but running backs go quick. And Mark Ingram they're going off the board fast. Like I like Mark Ingram, even though I'm scared about Dobbins. They drafted. David Montgomery is going to have a lot of. I'm on the clock. David Montgomery is going to have a lot of work, but he's
going to get it rushing and receiving. Hey, what's up, Jeff? Appreciate you joining.
Rasheem Mostert is somebody that I wouldn't mind either with the Niners, and Hunt. Hunt has shown that he can get playing time with Chubb, and he still finished inside the top 20 of running backs sharing the backfield.
You're 45 seconds.
You could still get a flex out of Hunt. I wouldn't take him here though. So what do you think? Mark Ingram, safest pick?
Hey, Jeff, you think you should go Mark Ingram right here? He's in a half point PPR.
Mark Ingram or Calvin Ridley for my second receiver?
I know Jeff loves Calvin Ridley.
Damn, what do you think, man? I better take running backs or
I'm a running back guy, Lambo. I'm telling
Ingram or Montgomery, y'all. What are we thinking? Ingram or Montgomery? We got better talent, but Montgomery's got a better chance of getting the backfield. Oh, woo! I don't know, man. I went Ingram.
Ingram is a leader of that offense. They're not gonna push his role back.
There goes Montgomery. So I'm thinking. I like that. There's no receivers going right now at the very moment. I feel like McLaurin, Green,
a lot of receivers left, Lambo.
Parker, Cooks, Gallup, all of them might come back around.
And I like Landry more than Odell Beckham.
Which makes me think I might grab another running back here, being that they're going off the board really freaking quick right now.
Is Jonathan Taylor the top running back right now?
Yeah, but I'm worried about Max still getting a lot of work. I don't know. I'm kind of between Mostert if he can continue what he showed in like the end of the season and into the playoffs and Super Bowl.
Who the top 5 backs? Only see 3.
Uh,
Who's under Hunt? Swift.
oh shoot, I'm on the clock. Oh no, not yet.
You
We
Swift
got we got Jonathan Taylor, Raheem Mostert, Kareem Hunt. I'm not taking Swift this early with Kerryon Johnson and that backfield mix up. I don't trust Ronald Jones either.
definitely not. Now when they have Shady McCoy there.
See, like the rest of these running backs, bro, there's not really starting material. That's why I'm thinking about going running back again right here and then just stacking up on lots of receivers. Like Jalen Rager's going late as crap. And Alshon Jeffrey, I think, is on the pup list, I believe.
He's always on the pup list.
So Jalen Rager's going late, man. There's a bunch of the Jamison Crowder gets a ton of work in the slot. He's going. Terry McLaurin just went. Damn.
Metcalf went too.
This draft ain't going the way I wanted, y'all. Calvin
still a lot
Ridley's
of
still there.
If you like Calvin Ridley, it's on you to take him.
But I feel like Gallup is going to put the same production as Ridley, though. But will Gallup get back to me, especially when my brother drafts right after me? So if he takes Gallup, I might wish I would have took Ridley.
Hey Jeff, if you want to join in,
Tyler Lockett. Guys, help me out here. All right, Ridley or Lockett, Mostert or Hunt. No, Hunt, I'll get him if he comes back around. But so I'm between Mostert, who's absolute beast if he gets the backfield. I don't know if y'all seen him in the playoffs, man.
They respect this deal to give him more money too.
Dang, we think Ridley, Lockett, or Mostert.
I'm not a Ridley guy, but I know Ridley's good, so I don't want to speak on that one. It seems like you really like Ridley.
I'm just the guys I had been drafting, man, and my mocks ain't coming to me.
10 seconds, 5 seconds.
There's not a lot of startable running backs right now, and I can't take that risk. There's enough receivers left I can get a lot of solid production out of. So I'm gonna play the risk game. Plus, my brother Chase has got to take a running back this time around, and there's no way Mostert was getting back to me. If Mostert can get majority of the carries and do what he was showing last year, which was, I mean, he was dominant on the ground. I know they got a lot of hits in that backfield, but I really don't think they're going to go away from what worked for them last year. There's going to be a lot of running. McKinnon's injury prone anyways. I'm not scared about him. Tevin Coleman's not usually the healthiest dude himself.
Hey Jeff, let me know if you want me to turn the phones on. I can let you call in if you want. If not, it's cool. So right. Jeff Lambo uses something called what's the name of it again?
Sleeper. If y'all ain't played fantasy on Sleeper, as you can tell me that this is not a better like this draft board setup. This is so much better than ESPN, Yahoo, and NFL and all that. Look, you get to see everybody's stuff laid out. This helps tremendously. I know, like in ESPN and stuff, on the top, it's really hard you have to click around and see who's people is picking. And when you do that, it just throws you off because like right now, I can look at who's available on the bottom of my screen. I can scroll through everybody at the same time that I can see everybody's picks. Yeah. I can see how far away it is coming back to me. Zach Ertz in the 5th is a steal. And you know what? I screwed up, Marcus.
What?
Because if I would have known that tight ends if they was going to let Zach Ertz slide to the 5th, I would have took Chris Carson right there, had Zeke, Carson, Ingram, and then Ertz.
Yeah, but you never know. You never know how drafts turn out, though.
See, I should have stuck to my board, though. Like, I've been telling myself, wait for Jarwin, and if Ertz slides to a good range, just take him. But if he don't, take Jarwin late.
Yeah.
And I went away from my thing. But all right, so what I was saying is, look at this, guys. Like, this really helps using Sleeper because basically you can look ahead and see who everybody's picked so easily. You can be like, okay, he's took in, like, for example, he's took 4 wide receivers. So you can go ahead and say one of these running backs is coming off the board for him. You can kind of like strategize who's going to make it back around by looking at who everybody's been picking. So I'm gonna need a quarterback, and I don't want to get one yet, but look, I can easily look up and see the whole screen. Boom, only 3 quarterbacks. So I know right in my head, Russell Wilson's still there. I know all who's there. Watson's still there. There's lots of good guys left, so I don't need to panic for a quarterback yet.
I'm really liking this draft board layout because that's one of the biggest problems I have.
It's awesome.
Because I hate having to, because we normally use Yahoo, and you can only see who you picked, and then you have to click on each person's individual name to see who they picked.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
If you follow like the fantasy footballers and stuff, and a lot of these like a lot of the real like elite fantasy dudes, they're all, pretty much all use sleeper now. You still there, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I'm sorry. I thought it cut out for a second.
No, I was checking comments. My fault.
Yeah, it's I just looked at seeing the comments. What's up, Jeffrey?
Yeah, if you still there, Jeff, we really need to look into this sleeper thing because I love the way this draft thing looks, especially if we're thinking about doing it like Lambo's doing it right now, where we go live.
It's game changing.
Yeah,
it's game changing, bro. Like the first time I used it, it was because I was watching fantasy footballers, and like they pound the table for it, and I was like, wow, these dudes are talking about it. Like it's legit. And then another thing you'll notice is I kept playing in my Yahoo and ESPN leagues for a few years while also playing in the sleeper at the same time. And playing in sleeper was making me dominate everybody in ESPN and Yahoo. And it's because the people that run sleeper, they're hardcore fantasy heads. So their rankings are so much more legit than the rankings you'll see on like ESPN and Yahoo.
Yeah.
So they'll have guys ranked in here to where when you mock in here or draft in here, it's really hard because everybody's going in good spots where they're meant to go. And then you'll get in, if you go in after into like Yahoo and ESPN, you'll be like, wow, this dude is still here in this, because a lot of people that don't know a ton will just draft off rankings.
Right.
So if you like, man, you do a bunch of mocks and sleeper and then go and play in your Yahoo or ESPN league after, and you'll notice like some dudes that be like ranked high in sleeper, ranked like 2 or 3 rounds later, and you're like, wow, it's crazy.
Just from the drafting standpoint, Jeff, I really like it. Like, when we draft, no matter what the league is, my first 5 picks are probably gonna be all green, and I just like people to see that.
All right, there goes Deshaun Watson and AJ Green. So I took a risk on wide receiver, and let's see, Devontae Parker is set up for. He actually had a good year last year. Finally, he had a really good year last year. If you look at last year, let's see. As the season progressed, in PPR, he had 11, 12, a 9, a 15, a 16, a 16, a 15, a 18, a 13 to end the year.
Mm-hmm.
With bad quarterback play. And that was with more wide receivers pretty much in the picture than there is going to be starting this year, because they've had, 2 guys opt out?
Yep.
So they had Hearns opt out, and they had Wilson opt out. So Parker's an interesting pick. Cortland Sutton is. I'm kind of scared away from Hollywood Brown. I just don't trust the Ravens passing attack enough. What do you think about Brandon Cooks? I'm thinking I'm gonna take Michael Gallup if he's there.
Take him in the 6th round.
I'm thinking about it. Cortland Sutton is the number one, and so is Parker, and so is Cooks.
And they doubled Cortland Sutton a lot last year because he didn't have a number 2, and they got him one in the draft.
Yeah.
Jeff says take Gallup.
I'm thinking about it, man. Like I maybe it's just me, but everybody's huge on Sutton this year. But for some reason, I still have worry when it comes to him. I don't know what it is.
I look at their division. I look at the quarterback. I look at he as a number 2 guy. They got a ton of running backs. So I feel like they're setting this up to try to make him a featured receiver.
Yeah.
But when you have 3 talented running backs who can catch out of the backfield, that could mean a lot of catches for running backs as well. And don't forget that super athletic tight end.
I'm still unsure on the way the draft landed for me. It's really going to depend on Ingram and Mostert if they do what I want them to do. But we'll see. At least I do got a top-notch running back, a top 10 wide receiver, and a top tight end. So
here's the thing, though, Lambo. You're playing in a league where you have three receivers starting, and it's half-point PPR. So really, you need more receivers than running backs. As long as you got 2 decent starters, and you got a good third guy coming off the bench, you can really go 4 wide receiver all season.
Yeah, I'm honestly going back-to-back receiver right here around this wrap.
Sutton and Gallup,
if possible.
I know you like.
See,
Parker,
I got 2 Cowboys fans coming up. There's gonna be 3 Cowboys fan picks coming up. You got my brother, Mr. Brutal, and then you got Michael on back-to-back picks right before it comes back to me. Okay. So that's 3 people that are Cowboys fans. So he might not even get to me. I guarantee my brother's going to take him right here.
Mr. Brutal is your brother too?
Mr. Brutal and Chase 885.
Okay.
2 of my brothers. And then
so if you take Gallup right here, do you think Sutton will come back?
I don't. You know what? I would probably take quarterbacks are flying off the board, and I'm still not going to take a quarterback because you know what? All these people ain't going to take another quarterback next round.
Right.
Unless they're dumb. And I like Josh Allen, but all right. So this is good. Running backs. Cam Akers, I'm interested in. He's got the backfield, right? For the Rams.
Aaron Anderson's still there, the 3rd round pick from last year.
Yeah.
But
Akers they took in the what, 3rd?
Cam Akers is a more talented running back to me. Way more talented.
And they took him pretty early, I thought. Where the heck did they draft him out?
I think Cam Akers was a 4th round pick, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, you know what? I can't take a running back here, though.
But, Marlon Mack's still there.
Yeah. Because
they're not just going to give the backfield to a rookie when you have a proven veteran.
So here we go, guys. What this is going to come down to, how many receivers did Michael take? My dang thing ain't scrolling up.
Cam Akers was a 2nd round pick.
Oh, man. I think I'm going to take Gallup and then take the best of Cook, Sutton, and Parker when they comes back.
Good strategy if you really like Gallup.
I'm going to do it because the fact that Michael is a Cowboys fan, I'm thinking with my head, he will take Gallup. But I don't think he knows.
When I look at
Marquise Brown went good because I wasn't going to take him. Sutton is still there. So look, there's a great chance that Sutton, Parker, or Cooks is going to make it back around still. See, he took a tight end, okay?
Okay.
All right, take a quarterback here. Come on. Cortland Sutton. Damn! Ugh! I wanted Sutton. Yeah. All right, Parker. Okay, this leaves me all with Parker, Cooks, or Landry as my 3rd wide receiver. My 3rd starting wide receiver. I can't take CeeDee Lamb now because it'd be dumb to probably pick him and Gallup. So Cam Akers is gone. I would have took him if I wasn't already targeting a receiver. So I'm still going receiver. I think with Drew Brees, Matt Ryan, Josh Allen, one of those 3 will get back, and I'm interested in all 3. Cam Newton got drafted way too early by my brother. Way too early. Like, bro, he's been going in like the 13th round in mocks.
They don't even have receivers or tight ends.
So, all right, here. Let me get off of that. All right, look here. We're down to Parker. Cooks is the number one for the Texans, though,
That's the number one.
right? I mean, Hopkins is gone. You
You
think
don't,
Fuller
you
ain't
don't,
the number one?
you don't think Fuller's the number one?
Mm.
I mean, when healthy, Fuller was
Cooks
almost like 1A.
not worried about his concussion history. The word concussion's got me worried now. I know I like Deebo Samuel, but he's dealing with some injuries. Jarvis Landry, if he was full PPR, I would definitely snatch him. See, Will Fuller is going later than
Yep.
him. Oh man, Devontae Parker though they should be playing from behind a lot. They're gonna have to pass, and they don't got no receivers other than him. But I hate, oh man, it don't feel sexy taking Devontae Parker in drafts.
You're trying to win.
But he ended the season on fire. He's going to
Seconds.
have a better quarterback, and there's no receivers to compete with him.
Seconds.
Wow, it picked him, and I didn't even click it.
It looks like you had a star beside his name, so I guess that was
weird.
All
right, I was going to take him anyway. All right, so I got Zeke and Ingram. I got Godwin, Gallup, and Parker. I got Travis Kelce. Right now, I got Mostert in my flex. And I'll be honest, my mocks have been going much better than this. I had been starting off with like either Zeke, Barkley, or CMC with the first pick, so that was fine. But in the second round, I had been landing like Austin Eckler or which, see, if you look back here, Austin Eckler.
He went early in the second.
Yeah, he went way down here. So I had been getting him. I'd also hoped that Drake or Sanders would slide to late second, or Jones or Mixon. And wouldn't you know it, every single one of them went right before me.
Yeah.
Mixon was one pick away. My freaking brother took him. Carson was another one I was considering in the third, but that really, and I normally don't take tight ends here. That could maybe mess my draft up because I don't know, man. So you know what? Looking like it's hard to say. We'll see how it goes. But
I don't think that pick is in this half point PPR.
Yeah. Like I won't complain about getting Kelce in the third because usually it's not uncommon for him to go in the second. And this really fell down to injury-prone running backs with risk or Kelce, the best tight end in the draft. So I played it safe and took the best tight end in the draft versus injury-prone running backs such as Chris Carson and James Conner and Le'Veon Bell, who averaged like 3.6 yards per carry or something like that last year and was completely awful. So we'll see how it goes. I had been ending up with what I feel like was a little bit better receiving core in my mocks. I really was convinced that one of these elite receivers was going to slide around because there's usually a bunch of really bad picks in sometimes in this league. There's like 2 or 3 that'll like really shock you. Okay, there's Drew Brees. There's a quarterback. I wasn't targeting Brees. That's good. Let's see. There's 3 quarterbacks left. For the sake of not knowing who the heck's watching, that may be in my league, and I feel like guys I've been liking have been getting sniped, so I'm gonna keep it quiet which quarterback I'm targeting. But
kind of gave it away already, but I won't say.
There's 3 guys. Yeah, I know, but maybe they joined in after that. There's 3 guys. So we look here. We got Emily's taking a quarterback. My buddy Cooper hasn't. Okay, he's taking a quarterback. All right, my buddy Sama hasn't. That's 2 people. All right, he has. He has. There's only 2 people that haven't taken a quarterback yet, and there's 3 quarterbacks that I would like.
Now, let me say this. I know it's early to take them now, but what Michael Thrower says, I'm going back to. Don't sleep on Carr this year.
Matt Breida, man, I wanted him to slip. I don't know, man. If I did want to go the Carr route, and y'all
not
could
as my
talk
starting quarterback though. No, not starting.
If I did want to do that, he will be there in like the last round, guaranteed.
I'm extremely high on Tyrod Taylor this year. Extremely. I forgot Jeff is watching. I can't give my strategy.
With Tyrod Taylor, I could get him extremely late too. Nobody's been taking. Look how far. Look down this list. Look how far down. We haven't even got to him yet. I think he's one of the last. Almost the last. We got. Yeah, he's like third from last. Matt Ryan just went, and that wasn't a guy I was targeting, so that's good.
I won't get my strategy away anymore. But
hold on, he just took a second quarterback. That screwed things up a little bit because I needed only 2 of those guys to take a quarterback that hasn't. And he took 2 quarterbacks. He's auto drafted.
Hey Jeff, you didn't hear that? He put LOL.
All right, so I ain't taking a Bear quarterback. I ain't taking Haskins. Gardner Minshew ain't. Gardner Minshew, if things don't land the way I want, ain't a bad last couple round grab.
That defense has been decimated, so they're gonna.
And look, he's projected 251 compared to the guys around him in projections. I mean, Derek Carr projected 232. Minshew's predicted, many more points than look all the way up to Phillip Rivers. Predicted 251.
Said I didn't hear that. I did hear that.
Okay, look, my buddy Cooper still didn't take a quarterback. He took J.K. Dobbins. Is he going to take a quarterback here?
Yeah, Jeff, I love Daniel Jones in fantasy this year.
Really?
Hey, I'm trying to throw him off at this.
I was like, what?
Daniel Jones is my favorite fantasy quarterback. I'm probably taking the top 10 right now.
Peterson in the 8th. Okay.
It's a good pick.
I'm not going to say it yet. I go ahead and say it. Antonio Gibson interests me late. Because
you know what I said about him last week.
Yeah, I'm just scared that it will take to mid-season before he can do anything relevant in fantasy. Is what I'm kind of scared.
Let me ask you this question: is he listed as a running back or a receiver in fantasy? If he's listed as a running back,
he's listed as a running back, and he's pretty far down the list to where I can snatch him up late.
I'm taking a late flyer on him.
There he is. See, I got him starred. He's down here.
Okay.
So he's a guy I like late. Madison, Pollard, Lindsey.
I think Gibson's going to play a lot of slot receiver, or he's going to play the what's the running back that the Redskins had who used to catch a lot of the backfield and he got hurt a lot?
Tom Brady just went, and I was not looking for him either. Yes, thank you, Cooper. Hopefully, my brother doesn't take. He's auto drafting. Please don't be a quarterback. He's about to auto draft a linebacker. Okay. This fool is about to auto draft Joe Schobert.
Lambo.
Oh, man.
Arlen Mack is sitting out there, and he's a starting running back.
Oh,
you
no.
may want to get to that one.
You think he's starting?
I don't see them just giving a running.
Tevin Coleman. Okay. Quarterbacks. Let's see. Coach 4 days ago noted Wednesday that Mack is still viewed as the Colts starting running back. That said, with the second-round draft pick Jonathan Taylor also in the mix, Rich continues to suggest that the team will likely employ a 1-2 backfield punch. Mack rushed for 1,000 yards last season, averaging 4.4. If he did that good last year, why'd they draft a running back so early?
Injury concerns and
committee
talent. What's the name of the running back they drafted last year? He was drafted in the 3rd round.
Oh, man.
Naheem Hines.
Yeah, he's more of like a scat back, ain't he?
But Taylor's kind of a scat back too, if you think about it.
CeeDee Lamb, my Steeler loving friend took CeeDee Lamb so he could rub it in my face. All right. I thought about taking CeeDee Lamb instead of Gallup, like waiting another round or two and taking Lamb, but I'm glad I didn't go with that approach because I would have missed out on Gallup and Lamb if I had did that, because 8th round would have been the round I would have targeted him in, and that wouldn't have worked. So good thing I went with my gut. Oh, my God, Brandon Cooks is still on the board.
You got, what, 4 picks to see if he makes it? 5 picks?
Christian Kirk is a great pick as well.
I don't know if there's enough meat on the bones for Christian Kirk.
I don't know, man. Fitzgerald is – I mean, we've been saying he's aging for like 10 years, but Hopkins is going to take a lot of pressure off of Kirk. A lot.
I think he's taking pressure off Fitzgerald, honestly, but that's me.
Yeah.
I like Kirk.
Oh, Cooks just went. I knew that dream wasn't happening. See, I love Deebo Samuel, but what is this? I'm scared to pick him because I haven't researched much on what's going on with him.
I think he's expected to miss the first 4 weeks. That's why they signed those 2 receivers.
You know what? I'll snatch him if he's there, like in the 12th or 13th or something, and sit him.
Yeah.
But that makes Brandon Ayuk intriguing late.
It does.
All right, so basically,
the only problem is I don't think Ayuk is a number 1.
So basically,
they don't have a number 1.
I think I'm gonna take a quarterback here.
Okay.
I like Josh Allen and I like Wentz.
I see my number 1 quarterback.
Damn it.
Jeff.
How are you gonna? Are you watching, Sean Ray? Are you watching this? Come on, man. You know I was going to take Josh Allen.
And Marlon Mack just went.
And Wentz, I got to worry about his injury history now and hope he don't get hurt, which he always gets hurt. But if he does play, I can get good points out of him.
Hey, Lambo, we do our Cowboy League. How many people you think we can get to come live and do it?
Hold on. Mac just got picked. Son of a B. I think we can get a lot of people.
I think Teague would definitely do it.
Oh, you mean him join the live?
Yeah,
that would be cool.
I think Sid, Tuck, and Teague would definitely do it. I don't know about the other guys.
Phillip Lindsay. I know Melvin Gordon's there now, but Phillip Lindsay has done work in fantasy for a few years, and he beefed up too. He added on 10 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
And what do you think about him, man? I feel like I really want to add some more receivers, though, man. But I don't like Marvin Jones. I don't trust Deontay Johnson. I'm not huge on Emmanuel Sanders, aging, and I know he's opposite of Thomas, but Cole Hardman's going to have blow-up games and small games. Really, the next guy
You like Kirk.
I like Kirk. I'm scared about the Lions' backfield. It has been so shaky in fantasy for so many years.
Mm-hmm.
I got to take my quarterback that I don't – it's not my quarterback. My quarterback is Dak, but this is fantasy. This mofo better stay healthy for the first time in his life. 279 projected. I know he's projected far more than the rest of the crowd. Worst. I might not draft a second quarterback, honestly. I might just pick Hurts up off the waiver wire if Wentz goes down.
That's kind of risky, Lambo.
I know.
I don't know how your league is, but in my league, if we saw somebody with 1 quarterback, the first thing we would do is pick up his backup.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how terrible your league is, though.
All right, so Jordan Howard has brick hands.
Oh, now with Matt Breida there.
Matt Breida, who I wanted, and he freaking went a little early, too early for my liking at 7th round, so that screwed that up. I like Lindsey. Maybe Melvin Gordon will. After Lindsey, you're really just looking at handcuffs, man.
Yep.
And that kind of. This is the problem you run in when you take a quarterback and a tight end within your first 8 rounds, And I never do this. I would have been already set up at running back and wide receiver right now if I hadn't took a quarterback and a tight end. And look who is still on the board. Blake Jarwin is still on the board. I could have waited. Quarterbacks, I could I don't really like what's left, honestly, quarterback, but
Lambo, if you like Jarwin that much, there's nothing wrong with playing him at your slot, at your flex sometimes.
Yeah. So right here, Lindsay, and make sure there's no sudden update. A sleeper is very fast on updates, by the way. You will get Twitter, like the updates, when they hit Twitter, sleeper posts them immediately, and you get notifications on injuries and stuff like that. It's crazy. Added 10 pounds of muscle to his frame. Lindsay faded down the stretch in 2019 after average 5.2. He went to 3.7, blah, blah, blah. I wish I knew what Lindsay was going to do. I wish I knew if Carry-On was going to keep it starting job. Oh, bro, Christian Kirk. Only got 3 receivers. Oh, man, I like Lindsay's potential, though. I'm between Lindsay and Kirk, really.
I don't have anything for you on that one.
I'm taking Lindsay. Screw it. I like Kirk, but there's, you know what? Wide receiver is deeper than running back. Yeah. After Lindsay, it's a ton of just. Lindsay will give you value even with Gordon on the field in a flex.
I think Lindsay gives you value in special teams now because they have a number one. They can play him on punt return, which he's amazing in.
Yeah. I kind of wish I wouldn't took Kelsey and I would have took Jarwin.
Still on Kelsey.
Like, I mean, you can't be too mad because he's going to give you probably 1,000 yards at your tight end spot. And I did only project Jarwin to reach 750 at max. So that's 300 yards on the table almost if Kelsey does what Kelsey does. Yep. So I don't know. In a way, it's smart because it's almost like having a 4th number 1 wide receiver or number 2 wide receiver on your roster in your tight end position while the rest of these guys got tight ends that are going to get like 30 yards and 3 catches in a game or something, you know. Yep. I'll be lining a guy up that's going to get like 7 catches for like 101 or something. So does give some as long as my receivers do work here, which I'm hoping Gallup balls. I mean, with Gallup should get a lot of one-on-ones again. Parker is like the only guy to throw to right now on their offense, other than Gesicki. Okay. Yeah, go ahead, y'all. Go ahead and draft those defensive players. This is what I love about playing an IDP, individual defensive player league. So those that are joining late, we run one starting defensive player, and they can get points from sacks, interceptions, tackles, things like that, forced fumbles, what have you. Everybody likes to start drafting defensive players in the 9th round. I can get like a Jalen Smith or a Demario Davis in like my 2nd to last pick or 3rd to last pick. So, really, you can really wait on defensive players. If anyone is watching, is usually taking linebacker. Any top or good linebacker that racks up tackles is all you need to do. And you can always wait till the last couple rounds to grab them.
How do the points work for individual players? How many points do you get for tackles?
I believe it is. Well, Darius Leonard does rack up on tackles, so I can see why he wants him. But you can get a point for a solo tackle.
Wow, that's weird.
So linebackers usually where it's at. Most people don't.
Sacks.
Yeah, sacks you get 3 points for a sack. I think it's 3 for an interception. 1 point for a solo tackle. Someone said I just panic picked. Who'd he panic pick? Alexander Madison. Damn it! He panic picked the handcuff I wanted to grab over every handcuff in the draft. You kidding me? Well, thanks for panic picking exactly who I wanted. So Dalvin Cook, I don't trust him to have a full uninjured season, so I was really looking forward to targeting him. I like Pollard is my second favorite handcuff, but Zeke is so freaking reliable that it's honestly going to be a wasted space on the bench.
But
Do you think I should? I mean, with me having question marks, hoping that Ingram and Mostert have a good year, maybe I should be safe and handcuff him. Because if Zeke goes down, it might screw my season.
yeah. And according to David Hellman, he was pleased with how much they realized that they have two talented running backs.
Yeah. I will say, though, here's my hopes. You know what? All right. Missy's watching. My neighbor Michael's watching. I don't see my brother's name in here. I feel like it's crazy. I swear I feel like some of them are watching, but it's not telling me they're watching. So
Is Michael Thrower your neighbor?
no. It's a different Michael. But there's some guys I'm targeting. I'll just say that. Well, you already know one because we was talking about him. And I decided to wait and go with Lindsey because running backs fell off. And I'm glad I did because, I mean, people are drafting handcuffs for running backs now.
Yep.
So, well, Tariq Cohen could have some value maybe, standalone value at flex on certain weeks. Michelle, I didn't really trust him. Madison, I wanted as a handcuff, but I was not about to draft just a straight up handcuff that early, really. So really, I'm feeling good at running back right now. You only got to start two: Zeke, Ingram, Mostert, and Lindsey. I got 4 running backs, so I feel confident to stray away from running back and try to snatch Pollard in another round or two. See, I love the layout of this because it really, I mean, you can see who everybody's drafting. And it's just so much easier to get everything all in one picture. So if you look how far down the list, he's below Antonio Gibson.
Yep.
And Chase Edmonds is another great handcuff. Drake, I mean, can you really trust what you're going to get out of Drake?
Yeah, that's true.
Edmonds a good one. Pollard's a good one. And you know, one that striked my interest is A.J. Dillon. He's about a Derrick Henry, Brandon Jacobs size guy.
Now, where did A.J. Dillon go?
The Packers. So 6 foot, 247 pound. His legs. This thing ain't lying. I actually screenshotted a picture earlier today that popped up on my Twitter feed, and I was like, "Good God Almighty!" If y'all can see it, let me switch the view back to StreamYard so I can see y'all here and see myself. I don't know if y'all can see this or not. If it shows up good enough, he's got Barkley thighs.
Yeah,
like he
looks like a defensive end.
A monster, bro. He is a monster, and Aaron Jones isn't always the healthiest of guys, so he's a interesting late round grab.
You're right about that.
All right, let me.
And Aaron Rodgers says he has no help at receiver, so they're gonna need all the help they can get.
These quarterbacks are gonna sit for a hot minute now. The ones that are left, so I ain't gotta look at that at all. I might not even grab a backup because there's gonna be some on the waiver wire. Honestly,
I'm real high on Daniel Jones and Drew Lock, Jeff.
You know, some people are actually considering Drew Lock late because of some of the games he had down the stretch.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'd rather take a Rivers over a Lock, I think. I don't know.
You can definitely go with Rivers.
You know, I could be in a situation this year where I get screwed at quarterback. I wanted Josh Allen. Wentz was the best of the best left before the rest, which I really didn't trust. So I really see it's a hurt. Oh man, it's a lose-lose situation almost for me. Or well, win-lose. If Wentz is healthy, I don't want him healthy all year because he's a division rival. Well, some people like to want us to play the best at all times. I just want us to win the dang game. I'm a little different, so I don't mind if he gets hurt. I just want us to win games. I don't care what it takes. But for my fantasy, I need him to stay healthy. Aaron Donald. See, my brother's auto drafting. He's doing it again. Last year he didn't want to pay because it started auto drafting. See, it auto drafts the best player available. So if the best player available is a defensive player, it'll just keep stacking him with defensive players. You do not need 2 defensive players in this league.
Oh, you definitely need that.
Like one guy and you're done. He just took 2 in a row. That's good news. That's sliding people to me. Joe Sherbert. Yeah, look, defense player, 3 defensive players. Just keep them sliding to me, man. I'll tell you what.
I missed you. You want to slide to you, but I won't ask again because in case somebody's watching.
There's 3 receivers I love.
Go to the receivers list again. Don't say any names. Just let me see what's available.
We got Hardman. We got Kirk, Judy, Watkins, Shepard, Deshaun Jackson, Crowder, and Rager. Look! Look! I really love John Brown. I hope my brother don't take him right here.
I'm a John Brown fan too. I actually had him as one of my starters last year. He got me a lot of points. And one thing I really love about him, he has a number 2 receiver to take the pressure off of him. I always love a 1 catch for 60 yards and a touchdown caliber receiver. And John Brown was that for me last year. It's not good in the half-point PPR, but if you need a quick 8-9 points a week from a receiver, John Brown will give it to you.
Yeah.
But when you're doing PPR, you need at least 12 from your receivers to me.
I ain't gonna lie though. Hold on. Let me wait till he makes his pick just in case.
I hope you're not Howard Hartman though.
I like him, but I'm not gonna take him. Mother. I didn't want John Brown. I was just trying. I was hoping my brother was watching and took him.
I know.
All right, I wanted Kirk, Crowder, and Rager were my next guys.
Whoa! Crowder plays for New Orleans. Was that New Orleans?
No, he's with the Jets. But
the Jets.
He's protected 150, which is more than any of these next few guys.
Just signed Chris Hogan today.
And Mims, I thought, is having some issues too, though.
I don't know why they signed Hogan. I guess because Mims is hurt.
Carry-on is still there. That's a little interesting. Latavius Murray's interesting if Kamara gets injured at all. He's actually got a little bit of standalone. Man, I honestly don't know what I want to do here, bro.
Carry-on Johnson is technically a starting running back.
You know what? Watkins does have injuries, though. If he went down, Hardman's value would be through the roof. Even with me having Kelsey, they could both eat.
Oh, yeah. In our offense, definitely.
Bro, I don't. Oh, my gosh. What do you think? Oh, my gosh. Hardman, Crowder.
I'm not high on either one of them. So if you like those two, it's 100% on you. I will probably lean. I was just about to say, because you got that big play potential, I would probably lean towards Hardman.
Yeah.
That's 60 and a touchdown.
I took him on the fly there. He is another guy I haven't mocked. This whole draft has been completely against my normal mock draft board, bro. But things ain't landing the way they want to. Like, Kirk has always been getting around to me here. Then freaking brother sniped me again. He's been sniping me all draft. So, Watkins, has got a pretty extensive injury history. So I kind of just was like, in my head, I was like, it's not out of the question to see Watkins miss games.
Yep.
I know I got Kelsey, but if McCole Hardman gets thrown in with Watkins missing time, that would be great. Really great. Really great. So we'll see. Now, like if the Jets have a guy go down, I don't see it like making Crowder's productivity get any higher than it already is.
Mm-hmm.
But if the Chiefs have a guy go down, Hardman's value goes through the roof. So I guess I kind of played it safe there. I'm usually, I really wish I would have went quarterback and wide receiver so early, or quarterback and tight end, because I'm usually stacked on my tight end or my wide receivers and running backs at this point, and feeling really good about my depth. My wide receiver depth is pretty decent. I got 4. I'm thinking about taking another one here. And then afterwards, hitting up a couple handcuffs at running back. Damn. There's one of those handcuffs that I thought would make it back around.
Who is that? Chase Edmonds.
Yeah, so here's where I'm I didn't realize Sammy Watkins was still on the board when I took Hardman. But that means Watkins was actually ranked lower than him by Sleeper.
Watkins had one good game during the regular season. He disappeared for the next 14.
So here I am looking at Crowder, who's projected 150. Scores 6 times in the last 9 games last year.
They have more weapons with the receiver, so it takes pressure off of them.
The slot receiver narrowly missed setting new personal best in receiving yards, 833 in touchdowns, as he had 847 yards and 7 touchdowns with the Redskins back in 2016. If he's able to upgrade on the outside in the offseason, that should be even more room for Crowder to wreak havoc out of the slot. You know what? I'm thinking Rager or running back. Who's left at tight end? All right, quarterback.
Still available, right?
Yeah. I'm going to take Jalen Rager here because I have Wentz, and if I could double up if he turns into something special.
I'm not a big Eagles guy, but I really feel like this is going to be the year they turn Alshon Jeffrey into a big slot. He's just too unreliable as your number 1 receiver. I think he's a good route runner.
Alshon Jeffrey?
I think, and plus they want to try to keep him healthy, so you put him in the slot. That takes away a lot of the bump pressure. And
Alshon Jeffrey's still on the board.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess because of his injury stuff.
I can understand why. But I could really see Rager going outside and Jeffrey being used more in the slot.
Yeah. By the way, here's another interesting guy, boomer bust, Alan Lazard.
That's a big boomer bust, though, Lambo.
It is. It's too risky, but let me take Curtis Samuel off. He was starred from last year, but this is a different situation for him this year.
Tyrell Williams really looks interesting to me.
Oh, really? The Raiders?
Yeah. I think Jeff might be gone now.
Look, Crowder went right after me, and my brother's got to be watching this. Come on, man. Kirk and Crowder, that was 2 of the 3 guys I been talking about. Get off my feed, cheater. T. My brother, I call him T.
Boy, the chat has been pretty quiet tonight on your draft board. If that was my chat, you wouldn't even know who was picked.
I know, man.
when we draft, anytime anybody makes a pick, at least 4 people make a comment about it.
Usually we're making comments about how stupid somebody's pick was.
Right, that's what we do.
Like, I don't know what's going on. Everybody's whacked tonight, man. Let me give it. Wake up. Let's throw some beers in the chat.
I would ask what defense you're looking at, but there's no point in asking that question. I guess I'll ask how late do you plan on taking the defense?
You know, kicker, defense, and my defensive player are my last 3 picks.
Okay. I'm usually the same way.
And if you want me to be honest, I have a different strategy that I learned from some of the elite dudes here. Okay. So if the defensive player I want and the defense that I'm targeting and the kicker, but any of those 3, if the ones I'm really targeting get taken, like out of the options, there's usually a few of each that I'm looking at right now, but if any of those kickers, defenses, and defensive players are gone off my board, and I'm like, got that kind of feeling, I will stack up on handcuffs at running back for my last 3 picks, not have a kicker, not have a defense, not have a defensive player, bro. And I will wait until the day before the first game of week 1, and I will drop those and pick up a kicker, a defense, and a defensive player. And sometimes someone will get hurt in practice, like a starting running back or something. And that having 3 handcuffs instead of those positions gives me 3 more chances at having a starting running back.
Yeah.
So I will take 3 handcuffs, man.
Lambo, let me tell you this.
It works.
I'm notorious. This is my strategy. I'm notorious for it, and everybody hates me for it in my league. I will play the full season without a defense.
You won't start one?
I won't. I will if
I've lost a game with a defense before, get me negative points. So I guess
if I'm looking at the 12 o'clock games and I feel like I have a good shot of winning, I won't pick up a defense. I normally keep no defense until the 3 o'clock game at the earliest. So like if I'm looking and the Monday night defense is there and the Sunday night defense is there, I might not take a defense until Sunday night game because I'm just like you. I'm going to hold on to the handcuff in case a guy in the 12 o'clock game gets hurt. And if I have to eat a loss to get a running back who may start 5 games for me, it's worth it for me every week.
Yeah.
Because I have a different strategy than most people. Some people think about fantasy where I have to try to win every week. My strategy is get in the playoffs and make sure I have the best team when we get to December.
That's a good strategy.
I won the fantasy league 2 years ago with no defense, but I did have Mahomes in his first breakout year and Tyreek Hill and what other breakout player did I have? I had 3 breakout players. I think Adam Thielen was the 3rd one, and I was just destroying guys.
Oh, man. Marcus, my plot is ruined.
Somebody got Jarwin?
No, but it don't matter. I can't take him.
Why not?
I mean, I could take him, but it defeats the purpose because him and Kelsey got week 10 buys. And I'm not about to hold 3 tight ends on week 10 just so I could pick up a waiver and have Jarwin and 2 tight ends on the bench. That means I have to drop some people off the bench.
That'll be the week that you don't have a defense or a defensive player.
Dang, man. They would have the same buy, bro.
But no, if Jarwin's going to be the player you think he is.
Jonnu Smith will be there, though, and he's a week 7 buy.
But if Jarwin's the player you think he is and you think he has some flexibility,
that's trade potential, too.
Don't let 1 week throw you off of taking him because he may be your starter for 4 or 5 weeks.
My stupid drunk brother
he's on auto.
He's already took 2 quarterbacks, and now he's autoed 1, 2, 3 defensive players in a row. Come
Hey,
on, Chase, you idiot,
did
man.
I see an option up there that says change the player, change the pick? Is that possible?
Yeah, it's because I'm the commissioner.
Oh, so you can go back and change the pick
Yeah,
in the
like
draft?
the sleeper gives you so much
Okay.
control over your league. It's awesome, bro. Like I
And
could
let
pause.
people.
Someone could tell me their internet just cut out, text me. I can pause the draft, or they could say there was a glitch that picked so and so, and they were trying to pick so and so. I could pause the draft, remove the pick, place the right pick, and then go to the next person. Like
Yeah.
I can fix anything pretty much right on the spot, so that it don't totally like screw up everything.
Hey
But
Jeff, you didn't hear that because we know how Rudd will do.
I'm telling my brother, you're still paying Mr. Auto Draft 3 defensive guys in a row like you do every single year.
So when we do our fantasy draft, are we gonna have the same draft format as this one? Half PPR, draft the defensive player.
Um, I have our Cowboys Zone League set for full PPR.
Okay, but
Full
is
point.
it still defensive player and
Uh,
three
I
receivers?
don't have the defense player, but I do have the 3 wide receivers because there's so many receivers that are talented in the league that it's makes it funner to have 3 receivers because everybody's gonna have a lit squad if you just run 2
Yeah.
receivers. It just makes it so easy to. But
Get ready,
3, I love 3 receivers.
get ready to hate me because my first 4 picks are running backs, no matter what the format.
Oh, I understand that, bro. Like, I honestly, in a lot of my mock drafts, I had been going running back, running back, running back, and then I started going on my receivers and stuff. But
Yeah.
this draft, I kind of changed. I don't know what happened. It seems like on draft days, I usually, I'm still not very, very confident in my draft. Honestly, I like it. It's okay. There's a lot of potential, mid to late. It's just
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Yeah. My draft strategy usually running back, receiver, then running back, running back, running back.
Yeah.
And then I fill in my other receivers in the later rounds. But I normally do that because I know I'm going to get Dak in the 10th or 11th. So I'm going to have to change that up and get a quarterback a little bit earlier.
So maybe you can.
How many rounds are there? 15?
Auto grading. There's I think 17. Yeah, because the D player 6 bench. Carry on. I would have took carry on here honestly in the 12th round. Likely. At
All right. All right,
least he
Lambo.
got. At least he didn't get another defensive player. Man.
I got to step away for about 10 minutes, Lambo. I'll be back.
All right. Sorry, I'm hot in here, y'all. I had to turn the fan off because I didn't want it to pick up in the microphone. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Me and Marcus will still have our normal Cowboy Zone show on Thursday, like we normally do. We're talk. We. I'm not. I won't confirm who the guest is yet. There's a few people we're talking to. We'll see, but we'll definitely have the show at 8 p.m. Central Time, 9 p.m. Eastern Time on Thursday, like we usually do with Cowboy Zone. So please tune in, and thanks for everyone that's checking this draft out. Sleeper really is an awesome platform, guys. As you can see, like just having the whole draft board in front of you, it really is cool. Like compared to ESPN and Yahoo and stuff that do not have that awesome of a feature without having to click off of your screen to look at everybody else's individual picks. And I can see everybody's picks right in front of me. So, and then I can, sit here and scroll through my roster. So it's pretty cool. Look at that. Jarwin's still on the board, man. So I really could have waited on tight end as high as I am on Jarwin and been pretty happy about that, and then been able to get an extra running back early like Chris Carson. But, stuff happens. And all the defenses and kickers are rolling off, which I love when this happens, y'all, because it's just pushing talent down the board to me. Exactly what it's doing. Those positions you can wait on. Golden Tate is a really solid pick right here because we're talking about the Giants' number 1 wide receiver in the 12th round. The Giants suck, but, he's probably going to get the bulk of their targets even at 32 years old. But yeah, let's see. The Giants will have a lot of passing options next year. Who they got on the Sterling Shepard, Corey Coleman, Darius Slayton. I ain't really scared by a lot of the. All right, I'm on the clock, y'all. Brandon Ayuk is interesting. But I got 5 receivers. Let me switch over to running back here. Keyshawn Vaughn's a rookie running back. That's an interesting pick because Ronald Jones, I do not trust. He's not really impressed. So I think it's possible that he could start to invade that backfield by midseason for the Bucks. Same with Darrell Henderson. It's still, we still don't know what there's. He could easily get the starting nod over Cam Akers. I'm gonna go with Antonio Gibson though. He may not do anything early in the season, but Adrian Peterson is old. Geis is gone, and Gibson's a freak athlete. So my hope is that he would take over that backfield and get some work receiving. I'll go ahead and take him here just because of his potential. And we'll see what happens. I still like Pollard as my handcuff, possibly. If I take him, though, I'm going to have to take him here. Oh, Cowboys defense went. You son of a bee. Come on, man. All right. Daggone it. Man. A lot of quarterbacks are just sitting. Tight ends sitting now. All right, I'm just going to, I'm going to take the best player available between quarterbacks or between running backs and wide receivers in my book. All right, I'm going to go. Can you trust a rookie wide receiver, though, with no preseason? But Brandon Ayuk may see role elevated early on. He's a candidate to fill in for injured starter Deebo Samuel to begin the season. Give me that young talent. Let's kick the wheels, see what happens. We'll go with 2 rookie young talents to have sitting on the bench. Maybe it'll turn into something. Maybe they won't. But if they don't, I'll drop them. Waiver wire is where you win championships, y'all. That play fantasy, waiver wire is where you win. And I am extremely active on the waiver wire. So I like to take shots at high potential guys that nobody knows much about. Because if they don't turn into a gem, you don't care to drop them and pick up somebody off the waivers. If they do turn into a gem, you got you something special real late. And I've done that many years. Kareem Hunt's rookie year, I got him as one of the last picks in the draft. I got Alvin Kamara in the last couple picks of the draft, his rookie year, and that turned out big. I got who else? It's happened multiple times, man. I've gotten a lot of people late that were very talented dudes that only went late because they were young cats that hadn't shown the NFL anything yet, or they were rookies. So I like to grab those guys late. Especially because, like I said, you got to put your biases out the window when it comes to fantasy. I freaking hate the Eagles, and I hate the Redskins. I hate the 49ers. And you see, those are my last 3 picks. I had players that consisted of those teams. It's because this is fantasy football, and there's money on the line. And I like the potential of Rager. With they got a bunch of injury-prone wide receivers, and he was just selected in the first round. So he's got potential this late in the draft. Antonio Gibson's got potential because the Redskins just released Geis, and Adrian Peterson's old. He's got some potential. Brandon Ayuk's got potential because Deebo Samuels is dealing with the injury. They lost Emmanuel Sanders. So, those kind of guys you grab late. Let's see what happens. But see, look, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 more picks. So I really only have 1 more pick that I should be taking on. I wish Marcus was here to talk me out of doing something stupid. I need a defensive player. I need a defense. I need a kicker. Did someone take Greg the leg? What color? They got it color coded, but I can't remember what color kickers are. All right, they're purple. Where's he at then? What am I missing here? I don't see any other kickers that went off the board, but I don't see Greg the leg. Greg Zurline. Oh, there he is. Okay, it took a while to update. So if Greg Zurline makes it back around, I will take a kicker, possibly. Maybe. We'll see. If he don't, then I just won't take a kicker until like the last round. Cowboys defense is who I was been targeting. Because we just got Everson Griffin to pair with D-Law, to pair with McCoy, Poe, Gallimore, Woods, and Tristan Hill's even blowing up in camp. The linebacker core is all healthy right now. Tons of cornerback depth. It's going to be a good defense this year. But freaking Michael, my buddy Michael, he took my Cowboys. I was going to take them in the 14th round. They've been sliding, around that range a lot in mocks. So I was hoping on it, but nope. So you know what? I'm just going to wait on defense, and I will stream defenses week to week based on their matchups. So I'm not worried about a defense. I might not even draft one and just draft a bunch of running back handcuffs because I can always just pick my defense up before week 1 at any time. And it's good to, we don't know who's going to get hurt in camp. Guys haven't had a chance to work out like they normally do. So sometimes it's a good idea to just draft but instead of drafting your defense, draft an extra running back handcuff of someone. Because, if the starter goes down in camp, boom, you just got an instant starter. And if they don't, then you can drop them and pick your defense up off the waiver wire before week 1 starts. So, that's kind of my thought process anyway. I'll tell you what's not cool. Having to pee really bad from drinking beer the entire draft, but I can't leave. 1, I'm on this live, and 2, I need to see what's going on here. So my defense that I wanted, that I was really targeting, there's a few of them. They're off the board, so I'm not really worried about defense. I'll stream it weekly, no big deal. There's 2 kickers I'm interested in. If one of them makes it back, I'll consider it. If not, then I'll stream kicker. As far as defensive players, I'm interested in Van Der Esch. If he stays healthy, he'll rack up on the tackles. I'm interested in Deion Jones, and I'm interested in Jalen Smith. And look, he's way down the board, man. So honestly, as much as I like Van Der Esch, honestly, I'd rather wait on Jalen Smith because look how much further down the board he is. People probably ain't gonna go down the board and pick him that far away. And if they do, I'm pretty sure Demario Davis, right there, Demario Davis. That guy's he's pretty much a shoo-in usually for over 100 tackles. That's good points. So you know what? I don't need to worry about a defensive player this pick with Smith and Demario Davis that far down the board. I don't need to worry about a defense because the defenses I wanted are gone. I'll just stream them. And like I said, I'll consider kicker. if one of the two guys that I really like makes it. So Jarwin does have the same bye week as the tight end I took to start, which is Travis Kelce. So it's not ideal to draft two people the same bye week at a position you only start one guy. But I do believe in him to be really good. So he could create trade value for me if he blows up in the first few weeks of the season. What's up? Marcus is back.
Yeah. So I see you took Antonio Gibson. Brandon Ayuk is a good pick.
Yeah, I figured I was gonna go up high potential, and I told people you gotta, if y'all hating me because it's a Cowboys page, and my last three picks were hated rivals. This is fantasy football, man, and they got potential given their situations. So
I really like Gibson for that for the half point PPR because I think he's going to play in the slot a lot.
yeah, and I was telling people basically, the Cowboys is the defense I've been targeting because they were underranked. The rankings hadn't been adjusted since also adding Everson Griffin, and I thought I was going to get a great defense in the 14th round, man. I really did. But when you're playing with a few Cowboy fans, you got to remember they're gonna take people usually a round earlier on the Cowboys than they would normally go. And that's the only thing that sucks when there's a few Cowboys fans in your league or a bunch even.
Why would somebody take Booger McFarland Jr. at all? Anthony McFarland Jr.
Oh,
they have great running backs in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I would have rather had Benny Snell.
Yeah, me too.
Who might be on the board, honestly, because I think Benny Snell's the guy that will be launched into the starting role if Connor gets hurt.
He was launched to the role last year. No, he wasn't launched to the role. It was the other running back.
Benny Snell, look how far down the board he is. Oh, so basically what I'm looking at here, which I was telling them, defenses I wanted are gone. So I'm fine streaming defense on the waiver wire, so I don't need to draft a defense.
Right.
And people were like, people that some people that don't play fantasy a lot will think like, bro, are you crazy? You're not drafting defense. You got to start defense. Bro, I got all the way till week 1 to pick one up. So there's training camps still going on. Someone might get hurt, so why not hold some extra handcuffs if I'm going to stream defense anyway?
Unless you have a top 3 defense.
Yeah, just stream them.
There's no guarantee week to week you can get at least 5 points from any defense.
And I'm not holding roster spots on my bench for multiple defenses either. So
I love when people do that.
Man, with Cam Akers not a surefire thing to start. Darrell Henderson's also interesting, but right here, he's recovered from ankle surgery. This is 2 months ago, this update. Damn, that's too far back to really know anything. Mix to help replace the rookie Cam Akers and Malcolm Brown. Malcolm Brown could be the guy to get the bulk of the carries starting the season with his size.
I think it's Darrell Henderson or Cam Akers. I think Malcolm Brown's about to get pushed out.
Yeah. But Pollard, man, I really could use – look at this Golden Tate. He's the number 1 guy, right? Slayton's number 2 – or Shepard's number 2, right?
That was hard to say. You would say Golden Tate, but they're always hurt, so they've never all 3 played at the same time.
So I'm thinking Golden Tate if I take a receiver here. How many receivers I got? No. I got 6 receivers. I'm not taking any more receivers. I got Godwin, Gallup, Parker, Hardman, Rager, Ayuk. I don't need any more receivers.
How many more spots you got left?
How many more spots? There's 4 picks left in the draft. And here's the thing. I'm not going to take a defense. I'll wait to pick one up before week 1 and just pick someone to drop. I'm not going to take a defensive player yet because, look here, I like Ant Van Der Esch, but he's probably going to go soon. But look how far down I can grab look how far down the list is. Nobody's even going to scroll down here. I can grab Jalen Smith, who's projected 153, more than anybody left on the board, honestly. And my brother just got another defensive player, bro. He better pay up. I don't care if he's got 7 defensive players taking up his higher bench. Anyway, Jalen Smith, I think, is going to get some sacks this year too. And Jalen Smith's I can wait even further on a Demario Davis, who's pretty much a shoe-in for 100 tackles. So I'm fine waiting that long. So I can go ahead and set defensive player aside for these next 2 rounds easily. Defense, I'm not drafting one now. I'll pick one up before week 1. And kicker, I will take Zorline if he gets to me. Did Michael's drafting after me? Does he have a kicker? He's a Cowboys fan. No, he doesn't have a kicker. So if I want Zorline, I'm gonna have to take. I'm probably gonna. See, here lies my problem. I'm scared to say it just in case one of them's watching. I have a problem, and my problem is there's 3 guys I'm looking at right here. And those 3 guys I'm looking at are all Cowboys players. And my brother's still got to go in front of me. And then Michaels gets 2 picks after me before it comes back around to me. Oh, man. See, the one we talked about earlier, you'll remember who I was talking about. They have the same buy as another guy.
Yeah.
But you're right. If I think he's going to be as good as he turns out to be, then I could also let him blow up the first couple weeks, right? And have a major trade bait with him also.
Definitely.
If he's blowing up, bro. All right, so here's what it comes down to. Jarwin, Zorline, Greg the Leg, or my handcuff, my other handcuff, the important one we talked about earlier. All right, good. He took Baker Mayfield. So Pollard to save my life if Zeke goes down. Or Jarwin, who's major trade bait and is going to have starter production pretty much. Or, you know what? I'm going to pass on wide receiver. Yeah, I already said I was going to pass on wide receiver. So, yeah, I'm really down to Pollard, Jarwin, or Greg Zorline.
How many tight ends do the guys in front of you have? What color is tight end?
Michael's already took 2, so that's good. So I can actually wait on Jarwin. And the next dude's got Hunter Henry and just Hunter Henry. So it's possible he takes Jarwin if he wants to roll with 2 tight ends.
And I was concerned because the guy in front of you has a lot of handcuffs. If you look at his last 2 picks.
So he probably won't take Pollard then. Not as likely, at least.
Or is he just going handcuffs? That could be strategy.
I'm going to go Pollard and hope Jarwin gets back. And then wait on kicker. I think.
I would definitely go Pollard or Jarwin right here, though.
Oh, man, this is tough, man, because the guy after me has only got 1 tight end. You know what? I better play it safe. If Zeke went down and I didn't have Pollard, man, it would pretty much it could possibly end my season.
That's true.
And if damn,
and he did it.
He took Jarwin. So if I would have took Jarwin, do you think Pollard would have went?
You can't deal. Looking at the other guy took Darrell Henderson.
Yeah, he probably would have took Pollard.
Yeah.
He would have took Pollard.
Yeah,
Henderson would have been my guy if Pollard wasn't. So he took both of my guys. So really, all I got left on my board is AJ Dillon at running back.
But yeah, Pollard saves your season though, so I understand that. If something happens to Zeke, you're still good. You're not out of the
Man, Golden Tate is. I could take Zorline here and still get a kicker that should get quite a bit of points on our offense.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's going to take AJ Dillon this time around, just because he's pretty much unheard of to a lot of people. And
I didn't know Seattle had Carlos Hyde.
There's a bunch. Who else? Oh, Benny Snell. Okay, well, all right. See, I've still got to worry about quarterback too, man. With being that I was kind of tied my hands into the Dallas Goedert. Dallas Goedert is very interesting.
You haven't taken a quarterback yet?
I took one, but he's injury
I
prone.
thought you took Wentz. My fault.
So Goddard is really interesting too, though, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, so is Howard, because the fact that Gronkowski has health issues usually.
I don't know about that one.
Golden Tate or
Robbie Anderson is really intriguing with Carolina.
yeah. I'm gonna take Zorion. I'm gonna take Greg DeLeg. Just because I think we're gonna score a lot of points, and I'm hoping that he goes back to his normal self. Because if you remember, when he was healthy, he was usually the first kicker off the board or the second.
Yeah.
He was always up there. There was a few years he was going first. I guess it's not too. Yeah, third to last pick ain't too soon for a kicker. So, and I'm gonna wait to the last pick for my. I'm either gonna take Jalen Smith next round, or I'm going to take. I'm still trying to decide if I want to get another quarterback because the injury scare. I just don't. Man, I really don't know who to take the shot on. I'm feeling like I should take the shot on a high potential guy instead of a guy that's consistently
Yeah.
I mean, I could take someone like Minshew. But I mean, I'm scared of Joe Burrow, even though he's the number one pick in the draft, in the NFL draft. Rivers would have been the guy I would have been looking for, maybe too.
That division for
I got to plug my computer in real quick. Hold on.
Yeah, that division for Joe Burrow is going to be brutal. And then you have to look at, I think they play the NFC East this year. So you got Dallas defense. I was going to say that NFC North division, AFC North division is going to be brutal on Joe Burrow. That's 6 very rough games he has to go through.
Andy Dalton had the least amount of time to throw of every starting quarterback in the NFL last year.
Right.
And is it really going to be much better for Joe Burrow? It's like, that's the scary thing. Like, he's got some talent, but and Jimmy G, Bridgewater, Darnold, like, but I almost feel like I need to safety net myself with Wentz at quarterback, bro. I really wanted, man. It's hard because I feel like, honestly, if I would have took Jarwin like I wanted to, then Pollard would have went. I feel like either one of them was going to go, really.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to get both of them.
With Michael taking Darrell Henderson and being a big Cowboys fan, he was obviously looking at running back for that pick. There's a good chance he was going to target my handcuff. One, to laugh at me. Excuse me. And two, because obviously he was targeting a running back and he's a Cowboy fan. But
yeah, there was no way you're going to get both of them. Looking at how it played out.
Honestly, I don't think I'm going to go quarterback. Here's why. I don't think anybody's going to really draft many of the guys that are left. I think most of these are going to be on the waiver wire anyways. And I'm fine picking up Taylor or Minshew off the waiver wire or Carr if I need to. You know, I was really hoping to get Josh Allen or Aaron Rodgers in the 8th, and they both went right freaking – I think it was right before me. Let me look up if it'll – all right, let's see. I took – oh, Rodgers went way earlier than he had been going in mocks, so that threw me off. I wasn't going to take him in the 6th. But, yeah, Allen went a couple picks before me. And I wasn't expecting Josh Allen to go there. I really thought I was going to get him there. So I went with the potential Wentz has fantasy-wise, even though he's injury-prone. Because after him, as you see, people stopped taking quarterbacks for 3 rounds other than injury-prone Roethlisberger. So I'd rather have the injury-prone young guy over the injury-prone old guy. That's what. So I was, you know what? We'll see if it comes back to bite me, but I don't know, man. I think I'll wait on and just play my luck on quarterback. You see, you know what? It kind of goes into my thinking on this.
Wentz,
Wentz, right? So I hope my brother don't auto draft another defense. All right. So actually, I do. That'll push people to me. But my thinking on Wentz is as much as I do not like the Eagles and putting all that aside because we're talking fantasy. And my shirt's only green because it's a sleeper shirt, by the way. Sleeper fantasy, brand ambassador. All right. So my thought process is when you see a young early draft pick come in behind you, especially at the quarterback position, that lights a fire under you.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that fire lights up my fantasy football season a little bit. Because, I mean, you just got a guy like Hurts drafted in the second round. He's sitting behind you. That's a good little nudge in the butt. I feel like it's going to push him. So I made the right call on Zorline because, I mean, we wanted a kicker run.
Uh-huh. Especially that is late in the draft, though.
Yeah. So defense, I'm really think I'm just defense is so like hard in fantasy. The defenses you think are going to be the best end up like it's always there's usually a defense on the waiver wire that turns out to be a top 5 defense. So honestly, I'm just like I said, I'm gonna wait on defense. I will, however, Van Der Esch is still on the board. If he's healthy all year, I mean, you're looking at over 120 tackles. Jalen's actually projected more points than him on at least on this app though. There goes Goddard. That would have been the only guy I probably was going to take if I was going to take a second tight end. I liked him as a handcuff to Ertz, big time usage. Yeah, man. So I'm looking at just. You know what? Actually, I'm not going to take a defense here or a defensive player here.
Okay.
And like I said, I'm not drafting a defense. I'll pick one up before week 1. I'm going to go for more depth. Actually, I'm not going to take a defensive player the next 2 rounds. I'm going to take a defensive player with my last pick. Oh shoot, I only got 2 more picks. Oh man. So here's the thing. I would really like Leighton Van Der Esch, Jalen Smith, or Demario Davis. But there's 2 running backs that I would love to have who are pretty good, decent handcuffs with decent potential. One of them we talked about earlier that looks like a monster. The only thing is Jamal Williams is still there, ain't he?
In Green Bay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that probably.
But they're both kind of smallish backs. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for that big bruise and change of pace guy.
Yeah. Dang, this is 2 hours.
Yeah. That's actually quick for a draft, in my opinion. We normally go 3.5.
Yeah, draft time is just so fun that you don't want to rush through it, man. You don't want to enjoy every second of it. It's so fun.
Yeah, me and my friends normally get together and go to a Hooters or Buffalo Wild Wings or Fox and Hound and do it, but we can't do it.
That's what I've always wanted to do, and it's unfortunate in my little area of East Tennessee that we can never get everybody to commit to it, man. The in-person, like doing it live in person. I've been wanting to throw a draft party for so long, bro, or go somewhere to do it.
But we haven't done it the last 2 years, so
yeah.
Luckily, I got this set up now, so maybe I can get them online.
I'll tell you what, this is kind of similar to what I do every year, and I'm usually always top 3 in points.
Mm-hmm.
Always top 3 in points. Usually, like a majority of the years, I'm first in points. But I stack up on potential that I don't care to drop if I need to for a waiver wire ad. So I like to I usually go for real young guys on the ends to stash on my bench. That way, if they don't turn in anything, I don't care to drop them on the waivers. And if they do turn into something, Golden Tate in 11th was a good pick.
It was a really good pick.
Yeah, I considered him that last round, and then I had 6 receivers, so I was like, you know what, I can better go ahead and take possibly the best kicker on the board this year. I like to pick guys with high potential. Like I did the same thing Kamara's rookie year with my last couple picks. I got Kamara. I did the same thing with Hunt. Both of those, like there's a ton of picks. I did the same thing with I had Patrick Mahomes his first year starting.
Me too.
At like the 10th or 11th round.
Me too.
I had who else, man? I've had it happen with so many people, like young people, unproven people. I just love to stack a bunch of potential on my bench so that I don't care to drop them if they don't turn out to be anything. But if they do, then man, what a steal you got. But so we'll see. Yeah, there's two running backs I like. Van Der Esch is still on the board. I think it was 2018. He had, I think, 148 tackles or something like that. 141 tackles. So he was hurt last year. So it's surprising me he's still on the board because if he has another healthy year, you're looking at possibly the top 2 or 3 points getter for a defensive player, the way our league works.
I really like Jalen this year with tackles and sacks. If you get 3 points a sack, I could see him having 6, 7 sacks this year.
Yeah. But how many tackles? It's a point per tackle as well.
That's true. Yeah.
He might he seems like more of like an 80-something tackle season guy. I don't know.
I think we're more than that. I mean, 80 tackles, that's only 5 tackles a game. So I would put him more of a 7 tackle a game guy, which would put him right at 100.
Yeah.
But that's still less than 142 tackles.
Let's look at his 2018 where he played the whole year. Let's look at by the week. And standard versus PPR don't matter. So let's see, 4, 2, 2, 11, 7, 8, 13, 11, 13, 9, 11, 11, 11.
It's a lot of tackles.
2019, 7, 8, 9, 10, 8, 8, 10. And then you start dealing with injuries. But in the games, I mean, he wasn't getting no less than 8 points a game.
Yeah.
So let me take a look real quick at Jalen Smith. Deion Jones is usually a good one too. Take a look at him in the past 2 years. Well, 2008, 5, 7, 5, 8, 6, 7, 9, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9, 9, 9. That was
Yeah, I could see him being a 7 to 9 guy every week.
Jalen Smith had 141 tackles last year. That ain't right, is it?
He may have with Van Der Esch being out.
120. So
remember, that's with Van Der Esch out. Look at what Van Der Esch did with both of them played.
Oh, that was 2018. Let's look at 2019, 7, 9, 7. So he's averaging around the 7.
I knew he was a 7, 8 tackle guy.
So he had 141 tackles last year, 121 the year before. So he had 121 when Van Der Esch, he had 4 sacks. Maybe I should wait.
Yeah, I think he's gonna get 7 sacks this year. Plus around 100 tackles.
See, the thing is, there's still so many good linebackers on the board that could probably get 100 plus tackles too. So it's like, do you just go all double running back here, just to have handcuffs in case one gets hurt during camp and you instantly got an extra starter, or do you take Jalen?
If there's nobody you're in love with, that would probably be my strategy, because with COVID and guys not practicing and working out like they should have, we're going to start seeing some soft tissue injuries once people start getting the pads.
So it would be running back if I do go away from defense and defensive player, because I can obviously pick up a good linebacker off the waivers. It would be running back. So Justin Jackson's interesting a little bit if Eckler goes down. I don't trust New England backfield. I don't trust Boston Scott really. Duke Johnson, A.J.
Johnson's
Dillon.
a good receiving back, but I don't know. I
Yeah.
don't trust that line in general.
Daniel Hunter. He took Daniel Hunt. Is he auto drafting? Because he's a Cowboy fan, and Jalen and Leighton are on the board, and linebackers rack up the points in fantasy. That's crazy. I'm so tempted to take my Cowboy line. Benny Snell. Maybe I'll snatch him right now.
I don't know if it's Benny Snell or Jalen Samuels though. That's my thing.
I know. Jamal
Jalen
Williams.
Samuels is a
Williams.
Yeah. And Jalen Samuels is a PPR guy too.
Do you see Jamal Williams is rated below Dillon?
Yeah,
Right.
I could see Dylan being the number 2 back. I don't know if he's gonna take number 1,
OJ Howard's on the board.
because Jamal Williams and Aaron Jones are pretty much the same type of guy. So I can see one of them going to 3rd and Dylan kind of coming up and being the number 2.
Man, so here's the call.
And they screwed Aaron Jones so much in the red zone last year. I could see Dylan just taking all of that, even without starting.
I'm gonna go Dillon. Now here's the question: do I go with LVE or Jalen on this back turn? So that
I don't think you can go wrong either way.
Because the thing is, like, do I think that Jalen or LVE is going to make it to waivers? It's possible. And if it's possible one of them goes to waivers, then I could just do a running back right here to have an extra chance at a starter if someone goes down.
I'm shocked that with your brother taking like 4 defensive players that Jalen and LVE are still available.
I know. Oh, there goes LVE. So, all right. So, Jalen or Benny Snell is what I'm thinking. An extra handcuff?
I think Snell is the 3rd running back, honestly. I think Jalen Samuels is the backup.
Man, I read something that threw me off about that, where they had him ranked lower than Snell. Let me find him. Look how much further. What about Darwin Thompson with the Chiefs? Who's lined up for the?
They still have
Ito Smith is another one. Todd Gurley's ahead of Ito
that's
Smith.
a really good handcuff.
You know, Ito Smith is next in line, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, he started most of the season last year.
Looking dynamic in camp 5 hours ago. Exceptional change. You know what? Boom. That's all I needed to see. 5 hours ago, looking dynamic. Gurley's limping. Let's go. If Jalen don't make it to the waiver wire so that I could pick him up before week 1, so be it. See, my hope is he makes it to the waiver wire. But see, I like Demario Davis too. There's 2 of those guys that can make it to the waiver wire right here. We'll find out. If one of them makes it, then here's where the strategy comes into play, y'all. All I got to do, if Aaron Jones don't get hurt in camp, I'll drop A.J. Dillon and pick Jalen up or Demario Davis up before week 1, and I'll still be all right. But here's the tricky thing. I still need a defense too. So I would have to drop Ito, which I don't really want to drop him because Gurley is very injury prone.
By the time we get the regular season, all your handcuffs will play themselves out. You will know where you stand.
See, Pollard's scary to drop. Honestly, it'll probably be Ayuk, Gibson.
No, you can't drop Ayuk because Debo is gonna be out the first 4 weeks.
Yeah, you're right. All right, y'all. So this is the problem with the strategy. It's great if I land a starter from one of these guys and the guy hitting them goes down. But if it doesn't, I still got to pick up my linebacker that I was going to grab and my defense before week 1. And here lies the problem. Finding 2 guys to drop. And you will rack your brain trying to figure out who it's going to be because it's going to have to be 2 people out of Ito, Dillon, Pollard.
I love Gibson, but I think if you need to drop him early in the season, you could because I don't think
Gibson and Dillon.
Unless they have Gibson starting off as the slot guy. If he's the starting slot, he becomes extremely valuable. Let me actually go check.
So the thing is, even though I waited all the way to the last pick to take Ito Smith, I don't think I'm going to drop him for when I do have to pick up my defense and my defense player. Just because the fact that Gurley's knee issue. So, Antonio Brown.
There's one in every draft.
And OJ Howard. OJ Howard was something when I was considering. Gronk's always had some health issues.
They got way too many mouths to feed in Tampa.
There's Jalen Samuels. So he's way down here.
Yep.
I read something about him. I thought that seemed.
All right. Well,
he's not a lock. They said he's not a lock for the regular season roster.
Hey, somebody has a fantasy question for you, Lambo.
What's up?
10-man keeper league. Should I keep Goodwin or Mixon, or trade my 6th round pick for Kamara and his 9th?
So Goodwin as a Marquise Goodwin?
More than likely, yeah.
Because there's no way I'm keeping Goodwin over keeping Mixon, in my opinion.
Like, is this a PPR? Is it standard? What's the rules, John?
It's 10 team, which tells me there's going to be a lot better There's going to be if it's
Good
10,
point.
Is it 2 wide receiver or 3 wide receivers starting? Because
he says it's standard. If it's standard, it's not even a question.
You're keeping Mixon. You're keeping Mixon
all day.
Yeah, for sure. And in 10 team especially, there's going to be a lot of wide receivers still sitting on the waiver wire that are as good as Goodwin, in my opinion.
Said 3 wide receivers.
3 wide receivers. See, I'm running 3 wide receivers in a 12, and you still got Alshon Jeffrey, Allen Lazard, who's the second receiver on the roster.
Curtis Samuel, who's probably the starting receiver, and I
mean, there's a
Carolina.
few. I mean, there's still a couple of decent options on the
There's
board.
A lot of decent options.
You know, I might have to snatch up Alshon Jeffrey at some point.
Yeah, John. If it's standard league, you never get rid of a running back. It's too valuable. John, I don't recognize the name. I'm sorry. Go ahead, Lambo.
I was gonna say definitely keep mixing.
I don't recognize your name.
Oh,
John.
Godwin. Wait a second. He said Godwin, not Goodwin. So hold up.
Godwin for the Lions?
No, like I think he's talking about Chris Godwin. My second round pick this draft. Godwin.
Yeah, Chris Godwin or Mixon.
Ooh, it depends. What all right, so where did you draft Godwin and Mixon at last year? Because you lose that pick, right? The following year for keeping him. So if you got Godwin in like the 8th round or something last year, the 7th, 6th round, 5th round.
You know he used a high pick to get Mixon.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. He probably got Mixon in like the 2nd round. So I would rather keep Godwin if you got him in like the 4th, 5th, 6th round, and you're just losing a 4, 5, or 6, rather than keep Mixon if you got him in the 2nd.
That's a good point. So John, let us know that.
Yeah, it depends on that.
If you give up a guy, do you get that draft round that you drafted that guy in back?
Thanks again for tuning in, guys. This is real fun. Change the pace, talking some fantasy football.
Exactly. And John, also let us know who are your other 2 running backs, because if you got lucky and you got Zeke and McCaffrey, you could probably let go of Mixon. But let us know who your other 2 running backs are too.
Do I trade my 6th round pick for Kamara and his 9th? Hold on. Do I trade my 6th round pick for Kamara and it? Hell yeah, you do. I'm thinking. You thinking that? Like, let's see who was available on the 9th. Well, it was a 12 round, so I need probably in the 9th in my draft. What kind of people was available? All right, there's 12 teams, so I'll go down a round sooner. You had Jordan. You had running backs like Jordan Howard, James White, Marlon Mack, Tevin Coleman. Even the round before, Peterson, Breda.
I would probably make that trade too.
I would make that trade, man. Kamara is going top 4 in most people's drafts, bro. Like, he made it to 8th in my draft here, but most drafts he's going top 5 in the first round. I would trade that. I would make that trade all day, bro.
For sure.
And hope your league don't veto it.
In my league, we have what we call the veto gang.
Joe Burrow, last pick, Mr. Irrelevant.
We don't know who the guys are, but it's 4 guys in our league that veto almost every trade. All right, while we're still talking some fantasy, Lambo and I will be going live on Thursday with your regular Cowboys on talk, and we have Matthew Lennox coming in, and he is the writer for the Cowboys Wire, a national publication based out of the USA Today. So he's going to come on at the 9 o'clock hour to talk some Cowboys football with us. We're working on getting the guests for 8 o'clock as well. But if not, we're gonna have plenty of Cowboys training camp talk. By that point, we'll probably have our new signee Everson Griffin in camp. We have Aldon Smith doing well. It's a lot of diversity in terms of the scheme. So we're gonna have a lot to talk about, and we want to make sure we get you guys involved as well. And I see John Hallahan commented. He said, this league, you don't lose any picks. I have Mixon and Godwin, but another team said they would trade me Kamara and a 9th-round pick for my 6th-round pick. This is all pre-draft. So, and he said he can only keep one of the 3 players.
My bad.
So basically, it sounds like what he's saying is, if he makes the trade for Kamara, he would have to drop either Mixon or Godwin. Or he can keep Mixon and Godwin and not make the trade.
You don't lose any picks.
So, John, let me know if I'm right. Either you can keep what you have, or you can trade for Kamara, and these are your 2 options to drop. Is that correct?
There's no way these are the 2 people to drop, though. He's got to have someone sitting on his bench that ain't as good as Godwin and Mixon. There ain't no way. Who's on the bench? Can't you drop someone from the bench? In a 10 team, your bench should have a few people droppable. I only keep one of the 3.
I know you said you can only keep one of the 3, but what is the reason for that? Why can't you drop another guy instead of Mixon or Godwin? That's what we're trying to figure out.
Yeah, I know you can only keep one guy on your roster, so you can either keep Mixon or Godwin, but that should be separate from the trade, right? Like, you can keep Mixon or Godwin as your keeper, but still make a trade for Kamara, is what I was kind of thinking. Weren't you? Like, the trade seemed like a separate transaction, not relative.
Yeah, gotcha. So he can only keep one of the 3. So he wants to know if he should keep Mixon or Godwin or trade for Kamara.
So if you trade for Kamara, you lose your keeper pick or your keeper? I
guess Kamara becomes his keeper. I guess he only gets one keeper.
That's weird.
He's trying to decide between Mixon and Godwin as his keeper, or if he should trade for Kamara and then make that his keeper. I got
it's pre-draft my roster from last year. One keeper going to the draft. Draft is next week.
Exactly.
I'm honestly confused a little bit. I'm sorry, bro.
I got you now. So what?
Kamara would be a keeper. So even though you're trading for him, it would be considered as keeper.
Right. He's making the trade pre-draft, so he only gets to keep one keeper. If he doesn't make the trade, he has to choose between Mixon and Godwin as his keeper.
Okay. All right. So here, you don't lose a pick, right?
No, there's no losing pick.
If you're not losing a pick, then you're going Kamara. You're making a trade for Kamara.
Well, he will lose his 6th pick because he's trading for the 6. He's trading the 6 to get Kamara.
That's fine. He's getting a 9th back.
You're right.
But
Kamara's going to go higher than the 6th round.
Look, Kamara's probably went in the 1st round of his draft last year, or 2nd at worst. Yeah. If everybody was slipping and let him slide to the 2nd. So he's not losing that pick. So he can potentially have a Kamara and a Barkley, a Kamara and a Zeke, a Kamara and a Kamara and a CMC.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer right there. Now that we got it, John, make that trade.
Or a Kamara and an Adams, Devontae, like, man.
I mean, he can use his first for Mixon or Godwin if he likes him that much, and still have Kamara.
Yeah, you could probably get Godwin in the 2nd if
there's a chance he can get all 3 of them back.
Yeah, really, yeah, for real.
And still have a 9th round pick to add on to his roster.
Do you know where you're drafting yet, or is it going to be randomized right beforehand?
Yeah. even still, I make that trade all day.
Yeah, I'm definitely making that trade, bro.
I hope they.
I'm
I hope
curious
they.
though where you're drafting at. Because if you're drafting in the top, like the first 4 picks of the first round, man, you could potentially start with 2 top 5 running backs as your 2 starting backs. That would be crazy.
Crazy.
Like I couldn't even.
I hope you.
He's got the 6th pick, so I say if they're drafting smart, Barkley, McCaffrey, and Zeke should not be there in the 6th pick.
No.
They shouldn't. It's possible, but they shouldn't.
If he wanted Mixon back, he could probably get Mixon with that 6th pick.
Yeah, Mixon will be there for sure, but I don't think I would take Mixon with that early.
I wouldn't either, but I'm saying if he really liked him that much, you can get him back. And you could probably get Godwin when it comes back to you, because that'll be probably pick 14 or 15. You could get Godwin with that pick.
You could even take, even though it's the same team, you could still take Thomas. Oh, he said it's a standard though, right? It's a standard.
But still, Michael Thomas, I can pass that up. I don't care.
Yeah,
I'll take both of them.
Bro, I won a championship one year with Romo, DeMarco Murray, and Dez on my fantasy team. You know what year that was? You probably guess. It's 2014.
Oh yeah.
Everybody was like, "Oh, bro, why did you do that?" They're all on the same team. They all like balled, man. DeMarco Murray had like 100 yards rushing. Dez had like 14 touchdowns, I believe it was, or something like that. Like,
hey, John, we appreciate you joining us. Let us know whose page you're watching on, and make sure you go follow the other person's page as well. Go subscribe to their channel. My channel is Bluff City Cowboys, and Lambo's is Cowboys Y'all. So,
yeah,
whatever page you're on now, go subscribe to the other person's page as well.
Yeah, because I don't think I've seen you in here before, John.
I've never seen that name before.
Oh, he's on YouTube. Is he on your YouTube or mine? Yeah. My YouTube?
I don't know. I can't tell. I added my YouTube too.
Let me go to my YouTube right now. It should tell me. I don't know if am I live on YouTube? Yeah, okay.
I'm on both YouTubes, yeah.
So John, I only see Jeff in my YouTube comments, so he might be on your YouTube.
Yeah, I got one person watching.
You know what? Let me go. My YouTube. Yeah, he's in your YouTube. He's on Bluff City Cowboy YouTube.
All right.
So,
John, thank you for watching, man. And while you're there, make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also find Cowboys Y'all on YouTube and subscribe to his as well.
Yeah, please, guys, give me a sub on YouTube, brother.
And also make sure you come back. Make sure you come back on Thursday, because we're gonna do a lot of Cowboys talk, and we want your comments. And we're gonna have the phone lines open, so if you want to call and talk to us, you can call in as well.
Yeah. So Marcus is Bluff City Cowboys. Mine is YouTube.com and Facebook.com/Cowboys Y'all. And then me and Marcus, we do it, like you said, a joint show together called the Cowboy Zone. But we stream it live from both of our pages, so you guys can catch that. That'll be more actual Cowboys topics and stuff. This is the only time we've ever done a fantasy thing.
Yeah.
We wanted to test it out because we got a draft coming up with former Cowboy safety George Teague in our league.
Yeah.
If y'all guys remember him.
He's a trash talker too, so that's gonna be interesting.
Yeah. So George Teague, you know him. He's the defender of the Star. Took Terrell Owens out on the Star. He's in our league, guys. So we're gonna air our draft with him. Hopefully, if what are you thinking? I would love to if you want to.
I definitely want. I mean, we got the ability. Why not?
Megan Kelsey from Girls Talking Boys, who's off.
Kelsey Charles, and
she worked with Dallas Cowboys as well before, I believe. And who else we got? We got a Dallas Cowboy flag runner. If y'all know the flag runners that run across the field in the games, we got one of him in our. We got flag runner Steven Cruz in our league.
We got Superfan Stash Man in our league.
Stash Man's in the league.
We got more podcasters, J Tuck and Sid.
Yep, and the UK Cowboys.
UK Cowboys as well.
Yeah, so we might have, maybe we'll see if we get one more. I think we got one more spot to fill our league, and we'll see what kind of name.
You know, I looked at what we got. That's a really diverse league we got. We got We got U.S. podcasters, UK podcasters, national podcasters, former
Football
NFL
player, flag
super
runner,
fans, flag runner.
Cowboys reporters,
Yeah,
and then little old us.
exactly. We have the full Cowboys universe covered in this one draft. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun.
And guys, y'all that don't know about Cowboy Dell, I put this on and I totally transitioned into a different person with a different accent and a different face. And I say the craziest stuff. So I'm definitely going to be turning into Cowboy Dell during the draft.
Lambo, we may need to hear from Cowboy Dale this week. It's been a month.
Yeah.
It may not be a Q&A. Maybe Cowboy Dale can give us a minute talking about the opening a camp or Everson Griffin getting signed or anything. Yeah. 30 seconds.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. There's nobody hardly tuned in on my Facebook page right now.
No, the Lions fan. Well, we really appreciate you watching us, John. We definitely appreciate our fans. We're definitely not haters.
You're Lions fan. Okay.
Yeah. We're not haters of any team. We keep it straight and right down the middle, impartial, no matter we talk about Dallas or any other team.
I will say I disagree, though, because I know exactly what he's talking about. He's talking about Anthony Hitchens. And you remember the reverse angle when he grabbed Anthony Hitchens, or he was running behind him, arms up. You remember when they reversed it, they had the other shot. It didn't get a good shot of that during the game, but after the game, we seen the other shot of the video. He the receiver turned back and he actually reached under Anthony Hitchens' face mask and he pulled it down so far that it covered his whole face up like this, and he literally yanked him into him. And that's when you see Anthony Hitchens going chest into him and throwing his arms up to show that, hey, like, I'm not doing this. So, like, first, it initially looked horrible. Like, he just ran into him. But when you go look at that other angle, man, and you can find the still shots of it. He pulls his face mask and yanks him right into himself. So that they missed that. I thought it was going to be offensive pass interference, too. But, man,
until they reverse the Dez catch, I cannot talk about that season.
Yeah.
I can't talk about that season at all.
Yeah, so
anytime I hear anything about that season, it's the only thing I can think about.
Oh God. Hey John, what do you think about y'all's running back situation in Detroit?
Give us some fantasy tips on
in fantasy. It scares me in fantasy. I'm always scared of the Lions backfield, honestly. But I loved Kerryon Johnson last year, and I was going to be really high on drafting Kerryon Johnson this year until they drafted DeAndre Swift and threw me for a loop. I'm like, all right, I'm staying away now because it's going to be a committee possibly is what it's looking like.
You know what? Tying in the Cowboys, John, what do you think about Bo Scaro? You think he has a chance to compete in the backfield with the running backs you guys have already? Because he looked pretty good last year.
I say stay away in fantasy, and that's a big time running back by committee. He had a breakthrough in practice, so okay, that's gonna help Swift out a little bit. Get a little heads up.
That's gonna help Scarborough out as well if they need a first down back. Also, tying in with the Lions and the Cowboys, you guys made a very smart trade where you took our guy Michael Jackson off the practice squad, and then less than 6 months later flipped him for a draft pick to the Patriots. Very smart move. I hate we didn't keep him, and I thought he was going to stay with Detroit, but the fact that you guys get a practice squad guy and flip him for a draft pick in less than a year, that's great front office play right there.
Yeah.
That's almost fantasy level where you take a guy off the waiver wire and then trade him for a player.
I'm trying to look through my league here and see whose teams really scare me. And I'll tell you, as much as I like Christian McCaffrey, and I think A.J. Brown's good. Dak's my quarterback, but I still feel like it was way too early there. Devin Singletary, I don't like that pick right there in the 4th round. I like DK Metcalf. Ingram, Sutton. I'm not scared of Howard. I think he's going to have some – I think he might run into a running back problem. Well, no, Latavius Murray. Okay, that's not bad. Decent.
Looking at all the teams, the only team I really just first glance that Bo Duke, not Bo Duke. Which team was it? Derek 23F.
Okay, Derek.
That's a pretty good team.
Yeah. Michael Thomas, DJ Moore, Edelman. Edelman and Moore both scare me a little bit, but getting Rodgers in the 6th, Zach Ertz, Michael Thomas. So you got a top 2 tight end, a top 1 wide receiver, and your running backs, we'll see. Aaron Jones was good last year. Le'Veon Bell wasn't that good, but he's a Jets fan, so I can understand why he's got high hopes for Bell.
I like the Smash Corey 81 too.
My biggest rival.
Okay, I can see why. He has a lot of guys who, if they stay healthy, could be dangerous. Looking at those receivers.
Yeah, Josh Jacobs should have a good year. Eckler should have a good year.
Those are two great PPR running backs.
Breda, CD.
All those receivers are high catch guys. All of them are slot guys, really.
He usually does not. If you're watching this, I'm not talking smack, but he usually doesn't have that great of a draft. And this is a really impressive draft. It is.
It's an impressive draft if the people he drafted stay healthy.
Like, usually his draft will be so-so, but then it's weird. He's actually won the championship 3 times in our league. It's crazy. I have horrible luck in the playoffs, so almost every single year in the playoffs, I will lead the league in points almost every year or come in second in points. And I'll dominate regular season, man. And in the playoffs, I just had the worst luck, and I lose. I've won 1 championship in the past
Hey, Lambo, scroll through your team again for me real quick.
But he always ends up winning the championship, bro.
Scroll down.
I got Zeke Godwin. Actually, you know what? If you're wanting to see my starting,
I'm just kind of glancing at everybody's team.
My roster. I'm gonna be. Well, no, let's go back to this actually.
If one of your bottom 5 receivers can hit for you, your team is gonna be real scary.
Yeah.
I like Mostert coming off the bench for you or being your flex guy. Godwin and Gallup, that's money every week. I don't care what anybody says. Like your 2 running backs are money.
Here's another thing. My look at the buys too. Like, I ain't gonna be hurting on bye week. Look, 13, 10, 11. Well, Zeke and Kelsey and Gallup that week will be a little tough. But
Brandon Ayuk, actually, I think my fear about your team is Devontae Parker is very streaky. So you can't rely on him for a full season, but for like a 4 or 5 week period, he may be the best receiver in fantasy.
Yeah, he's gonna be. I'll tell you right now, he's gonna be matchup based for me. My third wide receiver is definitely gonna be matchup based, I think.
But that Brandon Ayuk, the first 4 or 5 weeks of the season, I think your receivers are going to be really scary the first 5 weeks. And if you can hit on the Devontae Parker week.
Here's the thing with him. Like, I got burnt on him his first couple years in the league, like Minnie did.
Oh, we all did.
So it left a nasty taste in your mouth, and I just had to ignore that, which is hard because people will look at him and be like, he's got Devontae Parker as his third receiver. I ain't scared of his team. But I had to look at last year. 8 points, 10 points, 7.7 points, 9, 6, 9, and then things pick up here.
Right, he's streaky.
11, 12, 9, 15, 16, 16, 15, 18, 13. That's a hell of a way to end the season, bro.
He's very, very streaky.
If he can continue with that, and I'm thinking he did that with more guys on the field. to take targets away than what he's going to have on the field to take targets away to start this year. So I'm thinking he's the number one. He's the starting wide receiver for their team. He's the number one wide receiver. If he can give me wide receiver 2 numbers at my third wide receiver spot, I'll take that. Or if he can, I mean, let's what's the numbers last year? Because a lot of people don't follow the Dolphins. So you hear the name Devontae Parker, you think kind of disappointment, but I'm still trying to get used to looking at this on the computer. How do you see his total numbers here? Okay, so last year he had 72 catches for 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns. That's the third receiver on the roster right now for me. So a 1,200-yard receiver. I believe that's more than Cooper and Gallup had last year. I think.
So Lambo, before we go, when do you think about doing our draft? You got any thoughts? What day of the week? How long before the season?
It just depends on as soon as we fill those last few spots real quick with these new additions, and then that way we can ask everybody what their schedule looks like. But real quick, Marcus, look at that. 1,200 yards receiving, 9 touchdowns last year. Didn't Cooper and Gallup finish in the 1,100-yard range?
1,107 to 9, yeah.
So I'm saying a lot of people don't realize he finished with 1,200 yards and 9 touchdowns last season. So,
and they had no run game last year. So I think this is going to take a little bit more pressure off of them.
Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, my brother over here's got a great receiving core, but he screwed himself with the auto drafting at the end. So
if he didn't start, I don't really like his receivers other than Cooper.
Yeah.
I'm not high on Julio. Julio he may have 1,400 yards a year, but he's gonna have like 3 games where he has 200 yards, and then the rest of the season he'll barely get you 50.
And then he'll get you like 5 touchdowns on the year.
Exactly, if that many. So I'm not ever high on Julio because of that.
You know, I'm kind of proud of these guys, man. They're progressing, man. I'm gonna have a tough year this year, for real. Usually I only see like 2 teams that kind of worry me, but there's some decent teams here. Some good teams here, for sure. They totally screwed up my strategy, that's for sure. So, bro, if you remember the way Mostert did the second half of the year, like I'm really hoping like I can slot him into my flex and him just dominate.
Yeah. Yeah, they restructured his contract for a reason. He's going to be the premier guy. And I wouldn't be shocked to see the Niners either cut or try to trade a guy like Jerick McKinnon, which he probably has no value.
Yeah.
Because that was a terrible free agent signing to begin with. But if somebody sustains an injury, I could see him getting traded off.
Yeah. And his yards per carry is pretty decent down the stretch. No, this in PPR. I'm in half point, and so this is standard on the left, PPR on the right. So it's kind of in the middle of these two is what he would have in my league. But I mean, he finished in the 20s these 2 weeks in a row. That's RB1 numbers. Yeah. It's a decent number. Like for a flex, this is still good right here, around 10, 11, 20 again.
So I'm sure his yards per carry are ridiculous for the season. I would be shocked if he averaged 6 yards a carry as a starting running back.
Gets pay bump, so.
Yeah.
While pacing the 49ers with 1,100 yards. He had 1,100 yards and 13 touchdowns on the ground.
5.6 yards a carry as a starting running back.
Yeah, as a starter. So
That's
like
insane.
he really turned it on, and that's the only reason I picked him up in the spot I did, because I was like 5th round, my 3rd running back. If he can actually get the bulk of the carries and stay healthy, he was dominating for them. So that would be a great flex play. But yeah, man, guess probably bored people to death here tonight. I ain't got much action on my page. Usually we shared all the Cowboys fan groups and stuff, but so I can't really do that with this whole thing.
I
But
mean, even if nobody watched, it was good to see it just so when we do our draft and there's gonna be a lot more action, we know this will work out perfect.
yeah, definitely. And I really appreciate you joining me, because usually I'm sitting at home doing this alone because everybody can't figure out their schedules to get in person. So it's nice being able to talk about the draft while drafting. That was real fun.
Yeah, and like I said, I haven't looked at anything draft related, so doing this helps me kind of get an idea of what I'm gonna do when I do my draft.
Yeah, it gives you ideas, kind of, where everybody's kind of going roughly and where the curveballs are and things like that.
Right, because I'm doing 4 drafts this year, which is actually down for me. I usually do about 8. Did you sign up for one of the DC4L drafts?
I never got a message, so I think they filled that spot.
Okay.
Yeah, they had 3 spots and 3 guys answered right before I put something. So did you get in?
I'm in one of them.
Oh,
I
really?
think it's a $25 league.
Okay.
I want a cornhole set, so that's the prize. Me and my friends got a draft, and then I'm doing the one with the Cowboys on. And then before I knew I was doing any drafts, I just did a $10 Yahoo draft.
One thing about Sleeper, if you after like it will help you a lot on Yahoo. If you do a sleeper draft first or some sleeper mocks first with the same format, and then you do Yahoo, you will notice a lot of the guys that you've been having to grab early in sleeper going like 2 rounds later in Yahoo, and it'll make you really excited when you start drafting in the Yahoo. You'll be like,
Okay.
oh man, I had to take him in the 5th in sleeper. He's here in the 7th in Yahoo. This is awesome. Like
Yeah.
it always worked that way for me, and I would get so stoked.
I don't like the DC4L draft because they do ESPN. I hate ESPN drafts.
ESPN is horrible. It is not good. I can't believe people still doing ESPN. I love them. No disrespect at all. I just don't like it's really, you can't see who people are picking. At the top of the screen, it's so messed up. You have to literally do a drop down, pick what team you want to look at, and then look. And then you're not seeing what's going on in the meantime.
Exactly.
So that's the reason I love Sleeper so much. And like, I'm not even the brand ambassador with Sleeper anymore right now, but I still like, I can't say enough like how much I pound on the table for them.
I love the color coding.
Yeah, so you can see easily. I can look and be like, quarterbacks are red. How many years went the last couple rounds? 1, 2, 3. Boom. Okay, I can wait. Or like yeah, you know the codes. Running backs are green, receivers blue, tight ends yellow. So that helps as well.
Or I can look like the team before me took
Draft
3 running backs in a row. So
I know he's the wide receiver this year or this round. So if you're looking at a wide receiver you really like this round, and you don't know if he's gonna make it back, and then you see a guy coming after you that ain't took one yet, you can easily see it and be like, I better take my guy now. He's not gonna get. He might.
And I don't even have to think about I don't even care who the player is. I just know you don't have any receivers.
Right. So it makes it
like a lot easier to think.
Though it was like hardcore fantasy his that started Sleeper. So I mean,
okay,
that's what they created it with this format in mind, pretty much for those kind of purposes. And it really helps for real. Like when you're drafting, bro, like it's once if you haven't played in it yet, after you play this year in the Cowboy zone, you will be hooked. Like you will want to transition every league you have to Sleeper after.
I'm transitioning my friends league to Sleeper. So
yeah, Yahoo to me is the second best.
Yeah,
but like ESPN, I hated ESPN. I did it for a few years, and I hated it. And Yahoo's good. It's okay.
We just like Yahoo because we like the Yahoo chat a lot more than anybody else's chat. But
That's another reason I like sleepers so much is because you can't see it here, but well, I just didn't mess around with the chat much on the. There's a chat just like that in the draft. You can keep it up and chat the whole time if everybody's chatting. But even when you're not in the, let me exit out of my draft here. Like so, on the main screen, I don't know if it'll show up good, but right now I got it on my first week matchup. But at the bottom of the screen on the main screen, there's a chat button. So you can click this chat button and somebody's already making free agent moves. He picked up Tampa Bay and dropped Los Angeles Chargers defense. But like you can actually do chat and put GIFs and pictures and videos and everything in there.
And that's what we like.
You can't do that. At least last time I remember in like Yahoo and ESPN, they have like message board type things. But like I'm talking about the main screen on the app where your matchups are, where your roster is, everything. There's a little chat thing. So it's pretty much just like a messenger thing on your main screen. And you also have little avatar characters and stuff too. Like if I can find mine looks like Zeke. I thought it had it set to, I don't know why it's showing this red dude. You can do all kinds of stuff, nicknames for your players.
Yeah. But the other thing I hate about ESPN, anytime I do an ESPN draft, they always put on running backs. Okay.
It's my little Zeke avatar. He's got Zeke hair, a little headband, little cowboy jersey, like from a matchup. But what was you saying?
I was saying the other thing I hate about ESPN, anytime I do an ESPN draft, they always put a limit on running backs. And I hate that. Because like I said, my strategy is always my first 4 picks are backs.
I hate limits on running backs too. That's smart though to go heavy running back. That's usually what I do. This draft threw me for a little bit of a spin, and I didn't get as many running backs as I'd hoped. I usually like to get at least 4 running backs in the first 6 picks.
Yeah.
And the tight end thing threw it off. That would have been a running back there. It probably would have been Carson. So I probably would have rolled with – and I probably still would have took Ingram and Mostert, honestly. So I would have been see, and then if I would have got Jarwin, bro, you would have been looking at Zeke, Godwin, or you running back. I would have been looking at Zeke, Carson, Ingram, Mostert, Lindsey, and then Godwin, Gallup, Parker. Still the same. I just would have been subbing out Jarwin for the addition of Carson. So it's like, would I've rather had where I would have had to take Jarwin at, I would have grabbed him in about the
was it the 14th round? So you had to give him like
I was gonna grab him in the 12th, honestly. They took him in the 14th, but I would have probably took him in this 12th range. So I would have been sacrificing possibly Gibson. I don't know, he might have slid another round, but let's just say it was Gibson. Would you rather have Kelsey and Gibson or Carson and Jarwin? I don't know. That is, I don't know, man. Maybe Kelsey does sound a little bit better in a way. Just depends.
Yep.
Basically, looking at Kelsey and Jarwin. Woo!
you can hear that?
Yeah. But yeah, man, I don't know. We'll see how it plays out. As long as Kelsey stays healthy all season, it's It's gonna win me some games. Damn, it's almost 3 hours. We better hop off here. There's
Yeah,
probably
for sure.
nobody even watching us.
No, it's not. It's all zeros.
Thanks for y'all if one person tuned in for 3 hours, please comment and let me know.
Yeah, for sure. We got to do something for you.
There may be a shout out or something.
And John Hallahan, thank you for joining us with a fantasy question, being a Lions fan.
Yeah, it was really fun talking fantasy. Like, we usually only talk Cowboys every week, but it was kind of fun being able to just talk league-wide players and stuff. That was an interesting twist for tonight.
You know, when we first started this, Lambo, you mentioned we would do a
Fantasy
segment every episode. So it might be something we seriously bring up.
Yeah, as the season progresses, I would really love to do that, especially with us having a Cowboys Zone league. We can do a segment here and there about our how the league's going, about the fantasy topics and stuff.
I wish we could find somebody that worked for a fantasy app or organization that we could get to commit to give us 10 minutes a week. That may be something we can work on.
I know a guy that does he does his own fantasy channel and stuff. It hasn't got big yet because he just started not long ago, but he's pretty much a fantasy guru type dude.
Okay. I mean, if he want to give us 10 minutes, 15 minutes a week, I would love to have him because I think fantasy is something that's
he would
important.
He definitely would do it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll hit him up.
All
right, man. Well, we'll be having a show Thursday, guys, for those, if anybody's watching, the Cowboy Zone, 8 Central, 9 Eastern, Thursday.
Yeah, Matthew Lennis is coming through. We're working on a second guest.
Mm-hmm.
If not, we definitely will have a lot of Cowboys training camp talk.
Yep.
All right, Lambo. Well, have a good night, man. I'm about to end the broadcast.
You too, and y'all wish me best. I need to win some money in this league.
All right. Talk to you later, guys. See you Thursday.